Do you think it was an inside job since you're interested in it?
Yeah, most definitely.
I think so too, bro.
Yeah,
because
I think the way has something to do with everything.
The way everything exploded as like the building came down, it looked like a demolition too, right? Yeah, that shit looked weird. I actually knew a girl whose dad died in 9/11. She went to school here with me. I thought that was the craziest shit.
His mom was supposed to be there.
Really?
No. How did she do like that?
What the fuck?
Did you say like? No, you know.
Did you set that up?
No. You know I love your mom. I thought you said something.
That was a crazy way to word that. Though, like, no, his mom.
She was supposed to be there.
Yeah,
I don't know why she wasn't.
Yeah, like I set everything up for her to be there. Like,
she was supposed to fucking be there.
Damn it.
What it is, what it ain't. It's your boy Low Key V.
And it's your main man K3.
And this is
Paid N Bazed.
Hey. Oh, he was on it.
That was crazy.
That was ready.
Yeah, he was ready. Man.
Can you finish the intro?
Huh?
You've been fucking up on the intro.
I know. You want to do it?
Nah, it's your part. And I come in.
Oh, damn. Yeah, my head. Okay. This is Paid N Bazed where we get money and wash our
glutes.
Oh, I like that.
I get it. That's fine.
Working on my glutes.
Pause. Our cakes.
Man, so as y'all can see, we have a special guest in the house today. But y'all probably just seen him on our page too, cause we just did a collab.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, he back this way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure y'all caught us on the Who Are You pod. If you didn't, you're not a real fan. You're supposed to go watch.
Fake as hell.
Great episode. So without further ado, I'm gonna ask you that you introduce yourself. Let the people know who we have in the building.
Yes, sir. So my name is Connor Overbay. I am one of the hosts of the Who Are You podcast. As you guys said, you guys might have seen him on my page. You might have seen me on their page. We're a local Jacksonville podcast. I love sitting down with local podcasters, business owners, entrepreneurs, really a mix of things. And yeah, man. So you guys can check us out at Who Are You Pod.
Let's give it up for Connor, man.
Yes, sir.
And typically, I always introduce, but I wanted you to do it because I wanted to speak on the fact that even when we came on your podcast, like I think you are like one of the best introductions. Like, is it an introducee? Is that a word?
Introducer.
Introducer.
One of those.
I guess we would be the introducees. Yeah.
Nah, like you really got like a good speaking voice for it. Like
I appreciate it, man.
When I was there, I was like, damn, this guy's good.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man. I mean, through watching all kinds of podcasts like you guys, obviously RAO podcast and all that stuff. Like I was telling you guys on the podcast when I first met Amp, I was like over the moon, bro. I was like a big podcaster in here. He gave me a chance to have him come sit down with me or go sit down with you guys. I'm just, like I said, grateful to be able to come hang out and meet other people here in town because, like I said, I was born and raised here, man. Love to enjoy everybody here.
It's like you got a good speaking voice too, because it's like a lot of people like always tell me like, oh, you got a good voice for radio, like a midnight hour type radio. And every so I was like, oh, his voice, I like
freak radio.
Hey, bro, I appreciate it, bro. Because whenever I hear myself on like listen to my recordings, I think I sound like Kermit the Frog. Personally, that's what I feel like I sound like. So I appreciate the compliment.
No, I'm not gonna be not able to hear it.
But I feel like that about him too. Like I know a lot of people like his voice behind our camera because it's just like this deep voice coming in from nowhere.
Voice of God coming in kind of thing.
Yeah. And then it's like it'd be funny like that one clip. He was like, "Fuck them kids." Like who said that?
No, I remember one episode like everybody was laughing, and I think this when May was here, and like everybody thought it was May laughing, but it was actually Amp.
Oh yeah. If you get Amp to laugh, oh my god! But it's so funny because I got a funny laugh like that too. But my laugh is like I'm
a
like
scream.
losing my breath.
Yeah.
When he cackles, bro, it gets me every time. He's like that.
This nigga laugh like Mickey Mouse.
It's not like a bad laugh. I just know that shit's funny because like, he's a really calm, reserved dude most times. To see him like get like really going and get
the first time I seen that on the clip, I was like, Amp trolling. What's
wrong with him?
Because I had never really seen Amp laugh. Because believe it or not, it's hard to get Amp to like laugh. Like,
mostly he be like, huh.
I don't think I ever made him do the hot pitch laugh. That's really like
it take a lot for that.
Yeah, that's like an honor. Like when I get it, I'm gonna be in that bit.
Yep. The best clip of theirs is the one where you guys had the sound button and and it was like something gay or something like that, and everybody looked at you like, why is that on here?
What you was saving that one for?
No, I had did that to Joe and Devin because we had just got the soundboard,
So
they were spamming it.
Okay.
And I was like, man, y'all hitting the soundboard too much. I said, I got something for y'all. So I put a bunch of like crazy shit
on there. Nigga try to hit it for something real, be like, oh, me so hard.
Nah, man, I love this shit, dude. Like meeting all the people in podcasting, dude. It's been fun. Me and Shannon hit our 3-year mark.
Yeah.
When was that, Shannon? March. Yeah, March. You know, and we've gotten to meet a bunch of cool people around town, dude. Obviously, you guys, it's cool. Like getting to intermingle, become friends with people, and help support the local community. For
sure.
Is like that's what you guys do. Obviously, you guys have a lot of people from around Jacksonville on here, and I think that's like one of the main things to help prop up our city and make it taken as a serious city when it comes to this side of things.
Yeah, and we always enjoy when we have like another podcaster come on because
it's easier.
Yeah, it's much easier.
Yeah.
Like when you have like certain guests and things like that, a lot of times you have to navigate for them because they're not used to it.
It's like you've been talking for 3 minutes and I don't care no more.
Yeah, well, but there's that, or there's a person you ask them a question that's going to lead. You think is going to lead on something. They're like, yeah. It's like,
the fuck?
Like, bro.
Oh, that's when I just started having a conversation with him.
Anyways, bro.
If you don't care, I don't care.
Well, that's where it got to the point. Like, that's why I brought Shannon on as a co-host now, because it got to a point where I was starting running out of things to talk about, and I'm like, maybe she has something. Maybe the guest will lean more on like talking to her than me, and that's fine. I don't care. Like, I don't need to be the star. It's just more of like just trying to keep the conversation going and moving.
Yeah, most definitely.
Shout out to Shannon. Shannon's here too.
That's right. Shout out to
Shannon. Back in, she doing fact check. She
Googling
said.
shit.
She said, if he say anything cap, let me know. No, but I wanted to ask, so of course you have the Who Are You pod. I love the concept. Like I told you, I love the aesthetic of the pod and things like that. I think you do an amazing job. And also how like your pod is more like center focus on the guests. And you like people can really like promote themselves and what they have going on and things like that. It's not like because sometimes on a lot of the clips, like you won't even be in the clip. It'll just be more so of the guests, and I like that because I feel like a lot of people in podcasting like they wanted to be like like us. Yeah. But yeah, so I like that. So I just want to know like let the people know how did the podcast come about, the concept and things like that.
Yeah, so when it came to starting the Who Are You podcast, it really came from a different couple things, really. Like, one, funny enough that you brought up, like, people say, I have a nice speaking voice. And I was like, that's cool. I've always enjoyed speaking to people, right? Like, me and you guys have met twice now, right? But we can sit here and have a conversation and, whether it's just through telling funny stories or just getting to know each other just through different life experiences.
For sure.
But really the main thing was dealt with depression a lot growing up. Still deal with this to this day. I'm a pretty happy, jovial guy, but there are some times where things get a little tough, and I'm very tough on myself. And I would get home and just sit there and watch like TikTok or Instagram for 6 hours straight, and I wasn't doing anything with my extra time. So I was like, I like talking to people. I like business. I like people who are, have a creative idea and they make it happen rather than someone who just talks and talks and talks and never does it. Yeah. And it came down one day. I asked Shannon, I was like, what do you think about this? She's like, she's not like an avid podcast listener. I've been a Joe Rogan fan, a bunch of comedians, local podcasts. Obviously, I was like talking about RAO whenever I started really listening to podcasts. There was a bunch of stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. So I just, bought a soundboard. I bought the Rode soundboard. I made sure if I was investing money into something, it wasn't going to be something that was going to be 2 days and then I'm like, oh, fuck this kind of thing, because I don't have a million listeners. Right. But then I just started it, and to be honest with you, it was just through DMing people, getting out of my comfort zone of asking people for stuff, of whether it's an hour of their time or me coming to their location, and it kind of just started doing its thing, man. I've met a lot of really cool people. People have reached out, and just been very lucky with doing the podcast and meeting all the cool people I have.
Yeah, and you said y'all just hit 3 years, right?
3 years. We're on episode 165. A big thing of ours was doing one every single week. We've only missed, I believe, in the 3 years, 3 weeks of like episodes, right? And they were very sporadic. One was when we got married, and then the other two were just, if I didn't feel like we had anything to talk about, I wasn't going to put out a bad episode kind of thing, or we didn't have a guest. But the guest-centric thing that you brought up, that is the main thing. Is like I'm not the star. I'm the guy who's facilitating something that, you know, like whether it's through questioning or asking about your business and helping promote you and kind of like you said, lead them through the conversation.
Right.
And then there's other times where it's just me and my friends just, you know, having drinks and shooting the shit, or like me and Shannon did a Sunday hangout. That's like our little podcast inside the podcast where people get to see a peek behind the curtain of what our real life is compared to just talking about our highlights of everything.
Right. And what I can tell is like what I respect about you guys, I can tell is actually a passion for you. I can tell you're not, because we sit down like with a lot of other platforms and other people, but you can kind of tell when it's like somebody's in it for like a money grab or, you know, thinking they're gonna blow up overnight and things like that. So when you get to sit down with other podcasters who actually know what all goes into this, actually knows
it's actually doing the work.
It's not as rewarding during the first half as people think. And realistically, like, it takes a lot of time to get to where you want to be. I appreciate podcasters who are just actually passionate, like us, like you, like RAOP. Because, you know, it's a lot of people, influencers, they just want to jump in the podcast game because they see everybody else doing it and they think it's a bag, and then they do it, and then they don't get the views that they think.
And it's over.
And mind you, the views that they get, we like, damn, we wish we was getting them.
Yeah, same.
You know, and they're like, 10K? Oh no. I'm not getting money off of this. 2 episodes, I'm out. And it's like, that's not a lot of the bigger podcasts actually started with, like, you know, like a lot of them said they didn't blow until like their 100th episode. Now, of course, like Joe Rogan, Joe Budden, and that's different. They was already celebrities. Yeah. But like regular everyday people, they didn't just start and blew overnight. That's very like uncommon. It's probably like a few of them.
Yeah. So I want to talk about like with your podcast being guest based and everything. How do you kind of vet out having the guests? Because we've had a lot of guests as well. Yeah. And like I hated it actually. You know, like because I feel like the episode becomes kind of dependent on the performance of the guest sometimes. Or like how we were just talking about, you might interview a guest and they're supposed to be doing something or having a big project coming up, and they're like, you never hear of this project again, so it's kind of like a waste. Yeah. But
or they don't promote.
So what's the vetting process for you? Like when it comes to like what are the things you look for?
So I mean, for me, really, I'm very big on like with you guys, right? I like asked after our interview was done. You know, we had a great episode. I trust your thought process on who you have on your show, right? One thing is if you hit me up on Instagram and I go on your Instagram and it's talking about guns and drugs and like ass and all this shit, not trying to hate, you know, not hating on the hustle, but I'm not gonna invite you to my home.
Might not have had us last year.
I mean the ass part, Shannon would get mad about that part, but
you wouldn't have had us.
Yeah, she'd be like, who the fuck we got coming on the podcast today? But
it's like, who the fuck is at Big Booty Queen?
Yeah, right.
No. What is going on?
No, thank you.
Yeah, but it's really just like seeing what you guys got going on. We are really big on we're not like a follower based kind of thing, right? If you have 10 followers, that's fine. You know what I mean? We're not trying to just, you know, blow up or just go off of just straight views. It's really about promoting local businesses that I personally believe in, that I've met the person and gotten to see what they're doing inside. When I first started doing the podcast, actually, I would go on site for all of my interviews because, you know, I was talking to like one of our biggest interviews ever was the CEO of JEA. He is in jail, but
he went to jail.
Yeah, loitering money and all that stuff. Yeah, so,
my man.
But yeah, no, it was a big thing.
I believe it.
But like whenever we were doing our interview, off to the side, what you wouldn't see is like handlers like saying yes, no, you can't ask that question kind of stuff, like that kind of stuff. But back to like the train of thought that was going on there is just like going on site, right? Like that was a big thing for a lot of companies because I'm going into their inner workings. So as you were saying, trying to be professional, doing all that kind of stuff, it's kind of helped me kind of lean more into what I'm focused on. You know, there's a lot of great artists like musicians and all that stuff around here, but I'm not trying to hate if you're like repping something or all that kind of stuff. I don't want to put myself in the middle of something that I'm not aware of and, you know, cause issues when it's something that's as simple as us having a conversation.
I'm not trying to be Vlad.
But I am very focused on having every kind of person on the podcast, you know what I mean, any kind of business. I'm very conscious of that because that's me as a person. I like all people.
We get in the middle of the podcast. What? I'm at the Who Are You podcast. Yeah, nigga. That's whatever.
I'm in the living room right now. You gotta kill that person.
Me and my boy Connor.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Shannon strapped too.
Yeah, man. That's the big thing, bro. Is just you gotta be careful. And with us doing it in our home, that's a very big thing.
That's major.
Yeah. If you're doing sketchy shit, you know what I mean. Even though me and Shannon are both taken care of on the strap side of things, nothing to worry about that. But just try to be safe. You know what I mean. That's the main thing.
Most definitely, because you just. That is like, I remember when I used to cut hair and I started doing house calls and like some dudes would hit me up and be like, I come to you.
He's like, I got to come to you because you just got shot 13 times.
Bro, that's the thing.
I don't want to cut here.
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. And I used to do pest control, like I was telling you before the podcast. I told you guys the rat story, right?
The rat story.
They know about that rat story. And like I've gone to people's houses where like they flip the bed and a gun hits the ground. I'm like, bro. I'm like, let's put it away, and then I'll take care of your house.
You know what's so crazy? One time, I stayed in caravan in like high school, so I stayed home for the day. So pest control used to come on Wednesdays, so I forgot it used to come. So I'm in there in the bed. I don't know if I took a sick day. My mom just used to let me stay home sometimes. I'm watching Players Club. So it's a black pest control dude. He going through the house or whatever. I'm letting him do his thing. So then he come to my room. So I'm like, I mean, you ain't really got to do my room. So during this scene, it's that scene, scenes like you're ready.
You were diving on stage?
So he was like, yeah. So he was like, bro, why he walk in my room and start watching it with me? I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. He like, diamond. So we just standing there. I'm like, yeah, she was 1-1. He like, woo. So I'm like, all right.
You mind if I sit down?
He watched the whole scene.
Bro.
Like, that's when I was like, all right, bro. Like, I got up because I seen him put his hand in his pocket. I'm like, what's going on? What were you doing?
Not the hand in the pocket.
I'm gonna need a minute.
He's like, yeah, that dumb boy, that player's cool. Then he finished the rest of the house and got up out of there. I'm like,
he was holding the back of his leg when he walked out.
I just couldn't believe he did that, but like he made me feel weird.
Yeah,
I would have. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm like, what you doing here,
bro? Like,
you was just finna rub one out.
Yeah, I'm like, what you doing, bro?
You imagine my 6'5" ass walking? People like, what the fuck's going on?
Because you know when you do apartments, they'll have your key, so they'll knock first, but they'll come in. But I had let him in, like, so I knew he was there, but. Yeah, that was interesting.
He heard that song.
Nah, bro, I got a crazy story for you on the pest control side. Like, there was one, it was an old apartment complex, a little bit of a lower area, and we go in there, and basically it's shaped like a prison, right? So all that, all the units for the apartments are around, and then in the center is where the office is. I was doing what you're saying, getting the keys and all that stuff. A guy who didn't pay his rent and got an eviction notice came in, kicked the door open, and went out the person in front. I literally was like, nope. I got out of there, bro. I was like, not today. I was like, you're not getting me today.
You got a problem too on there?
No. I'm bug man. That's all I was here to do. I ain't involved in this side of things, bro.
Actually,
do that shit really be working? Well, they used to say the spray don't work no more. They say now if you lay down, the gel stuff is better.
It's like a mix, to be honest with you, but the spray, in my opinion, works best because it's not they're bugs, bro. It's little, you're basically what you're spraying down. Some stuff has it feels like little spikes and stabs them, kills them off kind of thing. Or a lot of times, like you were saying, the gel bait, they'll eat that and take it back to where they came from. They'll kill each other off that way.
Because I always said my mom should have been in pest control because she thinks she the roach queen. Anybody got roaches, she be like we done lived. In apartments, sometimes it's inevitable. So when you first move in, you gotta get them out.
You gotta bug them out.
Yeah, my mama, she gonna get them out. She go get the combat.
I use the roach
get
motels.
the boric acid, roach motels. Yeah,
all that stuff works. Yeah.
Somebody come over, you gotta kick you under the bed.
You don't want to see that.
I put them all in just creases where you can't see them. When you gotta run past behind the refrigerator.
My mama could get rid of some roaches. Nah, for real. She because one place we moved into. I ain't know that bit that we didn't know it had an infestation.
Yeah, I hate that about apartments.
They won't tell you.
Yeah, they won't tell you. They'll move you into some shit. You be like, why is there dead roaches?
No, I'm talking about. I was telling her I'm finna just go live with somebody else. I had woke up with one in my ear. That shit was bad.
What you got in here?
The first time I knew it was bad because we don't you've been in our house. We don't keep dirty houses. You know what I'm saying? But now, because of that experience, whenever I move in somewhere, I don't care how nice it is, I always bomb first. So the first day we moved in, after we finished moving in all our stuff, your stuff not put up, whatever, we went and got Toonies. We ain't got the toonies. Now, toonies be piping hot, smoking. The smell alone, roaches just started coming down the wall. It was like 5 different roaches. I was like, oh no. I was like, Ma, where did we move? She like, oh hell no. I'm calling them first thing.
Let me get the shit
bro, I used to go into houses where it looked like the walls were moving because of like the amount of roaches and stuff, bro. It's like that here in Jacksonville. I've seen it too many times. Like if like what you just said about having a roach in your ear, that happened to Shannon. She would I would probably be dead in the mix of her freaking out. Yeah. But like she'd burn the apartment down. She wouldn't think twice. Anytime there's a bug, Connor! Yeah. There's a roach. It's a fly.
Yeah. Don't you hate that about being the man in the relationship? Like, I'm just as scared as you.
Of the bugs? That's what I feel like.
My girl is super scared. Like,
the only thing that gets me is like big ass spiders, right? Like, you know, the tarantulas. Like, I feel like if you try to hit that thing, it's gonna like shake it off. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. It's like, this is my apartment now. Yeah, it's like
when we left your podcast, remember I was pulled over? You was like, you
good?
Yeah. It's a big ass spider. And I tried to hit him, and he got away and went into like one of the
creases or something.
Yeah, and I had to drive way back. I was like, if I see him,
because he was like driving ahead of me. You know, like when somebody like passes out or something, and their car kind of like veer off a little bit. That's how his car. He just stopped. I put up I'm like, you alright? Like, oh, it was a spider just came in.
I was trying to kill him.
Cause a whole car crash.
That whole drive, I had like a 2-hour drive. I was like, boy, I'm gonna flip this motherfucker. I don't care.
I'm dead as fuck. That shit was
big.
Yeah, no, when it's like when I get called about a bug or something, that's when I'm like, I want to show off and shit. So I'm like, I'm gonna kill this bitch with my bare hands. Like, this man job.
I ain't gonna lie, I went out like a bitch one time. Because me and my girl, we was staying in like a tiny house at Airbnb when we had first moved or whatever. And this tiny house, like, it was like a cabin.
Okay.
So it had like a lot of bugs and shit. So, well, not like roaches, but like outside bugs. So it used to be these big ass moths because they had like these decorations outside with these little lights and shit. So one night, I'm up there, up top. She down at the bottom on the couch. She sleep. I'm up there on my phone, so it's dark. I got the only light. Big ass moth just come in my face. I'm in that bitch. Oh, that was crazy.
I was just saying, I looked over.
Bro, I'm in that bitch. Ah! She was like, what? She get up, grabbing her gun, thinking somebody breaking.
Grabbing the gun.
Shooting at the moth is crazy.
I'm like, it's a motherfucking. She like, what kind of bug? I'm like, a moth. She like, it's dust. Like, she's like, if you spray it, it's gonna dissolve like that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
She called you pussy.
I'd be more worried about her pulling out the gun. I'm like, hey, I'm like, chill out. Like,
no, it gets better though. So I'm trying to get them off with the spray. Then a big ass fucking water bug that I had seen in the bathroom the day before, but I couldn't get him. Started crawling up the wall near the side of the bed where I was laying. I'm like, these motherfuckers is jumping me. I'm like, hey, I don't want to stay here no more.
Yeah, nah, the water bugs is that's where like once like the roaches get to flying.
Yeah,
cool. But let's get away from bug world.
I got you.
Right.
Bugs life. So with the guest based thing, we talked about that. I want to talk about. Okay, back to the guests. So when it comes to dealing with the guests, who are some of your what's some of your favorite things when it comes to talking to guests, and like what's some of your like pet peeves with the guests?
Gotcha. I mean, I'll start with the pet peeves, right? Pet peeves, like the short answers. Obviously, I'm not looking for you to give me a novel, right? You know what I mean? I just wanted like an answer. Like, you know, if I have more questions on it, I'll ask more questions on that kind of thing. I don't know, man. Like, to be honest, biggest one. When they don't collaborate on social media. Bro, I cannot stand it. Like, if you have 2,500 followers, just accept the collab. It's like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I understand if maybe I'm putting out something that's a little raunchier. We talk about a subject that could, like, be a little weird on your image. But, like, these Instagram models that we've had on in the past, and they don't collaborate with shit. I'm like, bro. I'm like, come on. Like, it ain't that serious.
You know what I had to learn? A lot of, like, the more popular people are some of like the most insecure. So a lot of times they'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna collab, and confident in that moment, and then like they'll see themselves on camera or they'll watch it and don't like something that they said or how they portray themselves, and now they want to like avoid it. And it's just like, we do this every week. So we used to just be, it's sometimes I'm on here looking good, like today I'm having a rough week, so I'm just, you know, it just is what it is. Haircut, no haircut. Sometimes I'm like, damn, dang, bro, why you tell me to put my shirt down, my stomach hanging out? You know, like it just is. But you have people who are like, ooh, my hair is off. I'm not gonna like. They really like critique themselves, and I think that's why they don't collab. And with the Instagram models, a lot of them go home and it be stupid stuff like. Their boyfriends might be like, I don't like how you said that.
Yeah.
Now they don't want to collab.
Yeah.
Like,
you in there laughing at their jokes?
Yeah. And I'm like, that's my big thing. Like, especially if it's like a girl coming over, right? I want them to feel comfortable. Obviously, it's like, I've posted a video about today. Like, a lot of people don't know how big of a person I am until they meet me and they're like, oh shit, you're kind of bigger than I thought you were going to be.
Yeah.
So, like, if it's like a girl coming over, they'll always ask, like, can I bring, like, you know, like my other girlfriend or like their boyfriend? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, come hang out. You know what I mean? This isn't meant to be uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form.
It's like a casting couch.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. Like, again, I think Shannon would put a cut to that real quick. But no, man, it's like most of my guests I've had on have been pretty cool. Yeah. I'm not sitting here saying we're best friends or we continue talking. There's people who I interviewed years ago, right? We don't talk anymore, but I keep up with on social media. I would say some of my more impactful conversations I've had was there's a charity here in Jacksonville called the Dreams Come True Foundation, and they are basically like the Make-A-Wish, but the Jacksonville version.
Okay.
So like they go out and like, you know, kids dying of some kind of terminal cancer or some kind of disease, they'll get their last wish. Like they've taken them to like walking on the field for baseball games, going to Disney World, you know, going and traveling across the world with their parents. They pay for their parents' medical bills. So like if the parents have to like say come down to Mayo Clinic, they would pay for their hotel to be there, you know, be with their kids, because that's like the thing that a lot of people don't think about is the financial burden on that side of things, plus medical bills, all that stuff. But really, my other ones are my favorite are the podcasters. Like I said, like talking to you guys, talking to Amp, talking to all the other podcasters I've had on. It's a smooth flow conversation. You know, no one's worried about what they're gonna say, because that's the main thing I try to tell people. Everybody's like, "Oh, can I curse? Can I say?" I'm like, "Fuck shit, like whatever you want to say." You know, I'm not here to tell you what you can and cannot say. We've had conversations where I may not agree with what the person is saying, but I'm not gonna sit here and like fight with you. I'm gonna let you put your point of view out, and that's your point of view. I'm like, that's real. You know what I mean? And you know, there's a couple other things, but nah, man, like I just thoroughly enjoy doing it. Every single week gives me a opportunity to try to work harder on editing and doing all that kind of stuff, because Shannon is like a part of the content, but when it comes to everything you guys see, that's me. That's me doing that, or like she helps with getting guests and stuff. But it's a grind, but something I enjoy doing every single week.
So speaking of guests, I know you asked us this, so I wanted to hear yours. What's your dream guest?
Dream guest
or dream interview?
Yeah, dream interview. There's a good amount. Like as I was telling you guys, like I'm a huge Joe Rogan fan. If I could ever get a chance to have him on, that'd be freaking awesome. Really is what I really want to get into more of a lane of is athletes. I find athletes very interesting as well. Me being a former basketball player and doing all that kind of stuff, it's interesting to meet people who made it to something that it's a very small percentage to make. So I'm a big Boston Celtics fan. You're a Knicks fan, RIP.
RIP.
Yeah, RIP.
I've been seeing you on social media.
Yeah, but like Kevin Garnett would be cool. He was one of the centers for the Boston Celtics and was a person that I grew up.
He's a great interview too.
Yeah, he seems like a cool dude. I modeled my game off of his, the way he played basketball. Really just more like local leaders here in Jacksonville. That's a really big thing for me as well. Is like that's the main thing behind the Who Are You is promoting Jacksonville. Growing up here, I was not a fan at all. You know what I mean? I was an angry kid, and as I started meeting more of my community, I really found Jacksonville to be more of a beautiful place. Obviously, the news tries to paint Jacksonville in a way, whether it's like murders or drugs and all that stuff, but that's every city.
For sure.
Like just the art community here is really cool. The guys, Limitless Wolf Co. I don't know if you guys have heard of them.
I've seen one.
They've done the shoes and everything. Like they're doing stuff with kids and all that. So really just anybody who's doing good stuff around Jacksonville and actually is promoting Jacksonville in a good light. That's what I enjoy talking about the most.
That's one of the things we talked about too. Because I feel like people are so used to what they grew up around when it comes to Jacksonville, just like the stigma with it. Like the more you do stuff like this, you see that it's a lot going on, and you're more tapped into the actual city as opposed to like I guess the stereotypes of it. Like Jacksonville is like really a burgeoning area, like, and it's exciting to see, man. Like I love it.
I remember I was out in like St. Augustine before, and it was like an older guy I was with. And he lived out there, and somebody who was visiting was like, "Oh, yeah, so like, what does downtown Jacksonville have to offer and something? He was like, oh, I don't go to the city past 6 p.m.
It's like, bro, this is not like. This is not Gotham, bro.
No. No, I agree. I did have a question for you guys, though, on this side of things. So, me being white, right? Me being a white guy, I feel like some people think they have to act a certain way when they come on the podcast. And I find that funny because I'll meet up with them afterwards and say, like, you know, they'll be out with their friends and stuff. They're talking. I'm like, why? Why you gotta be like that?
They feel like it's a job interview?
Yeah, I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, I am white, but like, I grew up here. Where I went to high school was a mostly black high school. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm aware of most things that you're talking about. It may not be my culture or anything like that, but I've been around it. I've been to the cookout, you know what I mean? Been invited, you know what I mean? I've done all this shit. I played basketball. You knew who my parents were in the stands, you know what I mean? Like all that kind of stuff.
Unintentional, because even after we left, I was like, oh snap, I made a mistake and said nigga.
I don't care.
I don't think you care though.
He looked at me. I was like, bro, so what?
Who am I going to just like say any of that to you? But like I said, like, I'm from Jacksonville. Yeah,
you can't say that.
Yeah, I don't have that. That'd be wild.
No, and I respect you for saying that because, like, believe it or not, and that's another reason why it was a big deal for you to come on, because we want to get to that place where we are more versatile.
What does that mean? Elaborate.
He's the only second white person we've had on the podcast.
That's real.
Out of how many episodes?
It's an honor. It's an honor.
And the first white person, she hood white.
Yeah.
From the land of Caucasus. As Cat Williams would say.
But like, we are able to, if you really watch us, we know how to like converse in all type of conversations. Why are you making this so awkward?
If they're white, if they're not.
No, I'm just saying, I can watch some platforms and it's like for instance, recently it was a big deal with Casanat Streamer University. Because they said he invited mostly like black candidates. But like, I felt like when I watched it, that wasn't true. Because he actually had different races on there. But I felt like the reason he did majority like people who kind of, is because they wild as hell on there.
They want the content.
Yeah, like they are wild, and he probably didn't want to like
make anybody uncomfortable.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I feel like we are one of those people. We talk about all type of things on here. I think when we had got kind of like guest centered, it got to like a different point. But as of right now, we love people who have like intellectual minds who can keep up with the things that we talk about, because everybody's not gonna know like certain like them YNs. You can't have them on here and we talking about space and the shit we be talking about. Like me, him, and Amp, we like to really indulge in some like different conversations. So I think it's good that we're expanding our platform, because I want all type of people on here.
Yeah.
Well, that's
so weird.
Well, that's the thing that's the thing I've noticed about my platform though, is like it's actually like 50-50 between like black, white, and like all like the different like ethnicities, and I find that cool. These like I am conscious about that, especially in today's climate. They'll say, oh, the white guy only has like this, that, or like you know vice versa in any other way. It's just like Jacksonville is a melting pot of people. We have every kind of person here, and that's something I'm proud of. Like, you know, like I think it's cool that we have a mix of all kinds of cultures, food, you know, just different things that are going on, festivals that happen here in Jax. I think it's just cool.
Let's be real, most podcasts do stick to that shtick. Like whoever their audience is, that's pretty much what they go by. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So if it's like a predominantly black podcast, it's predominantly black people. Or if it's predominantly white, it's predominantly white.
Or they like split the content up for it to be like something else or whatever. Yeah.
Because I guess they feel like, oh, if we bring like this type of person in, they can't relate. But it's like, no, a lot of times they can.
Yeah. Well, that's where our content is kind of just like open. Like we don't kind of stick to one thing. Like when we like as far as the what it is, what it ain't, it might be more like culture based or whatever. But as opposed to the shit that we actually talk about, we kind of just be talking about everything.
Right.
So it kind of really don't matter.
And that's it's a lane, you know. I mean, everybody chooses their lane. Like I said, there's no hate on that side of things. That was something I've noticed before in the past. I've wanted to talk about it because I'll find it funny because I'll see them like, I was just on the Who Are You podcast and everything, and then I see them post another clip. I'm like, bro, just act like yourself. That's my big thing. But also, don't blame people because like the lights come on, everybody's like, oh shit,
people freeze up.
What do I have to do? Kind kind of thing. Like for me, I think it's funny because I get nervous on going on other people's podcasts.
Really?
You know what I mean? Because it's just I'm not in the control seat, right?
Right.
So I'm just hanging out and doing this stuff. But like I said, I think you guys do a good job. You guys are, make me feel very comfortable. I think you guys are very fun to hang out with.
They be on the way to his podcast. Yeah, you know what the fuck going on? Then they get in there. Can I get a spot of tea?
A spot of tea. I bring out my gold. Start doing the Kodak, like the poster. Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about, because we are podcasters here, so like it's inevitable you have to evolve with your podcast. So like, what are some of the things that you transitioned to or from, like some aspects that you took out or probably removed or tweaked with your podcast?
Yeah, I mean, it's in when I originally started the podcast, I didn't look up information on people, and to each their own on how they do their interviews. But it was getting to the point where I felt like I was asking the same question over and over again, and it wasn't like a flow of conversation, right?
Okay.
So what I started doing more of now is doing a lot deeper of a dive. Like before you guys came on, I checked out, like I was aware of you guys, but I needed a little bit more information to lead a good conversation, let it go do its thing. So I got deeper on doing that kind of stuff. I've added more of being fun. That was the main thing for me. Originally, it was a very serious show, and I was very business oriented, figuring out how you make your money, do all that kind of stuff. And I'm not that as a person. I do like to have fun. I do like other shit outside of the podcast, whether it's like playing golf. I know that's fucking boring, but going out in the community, doing all that kinds of stuff. Added that. We have a new thing that's gonna be coming out this year. I'm a big football fan, so we're gonna be doing me and my buddy Nolan, who's a buddy of mine who I've known for almost 20 years now. We're gonna be doing sports betting, so we're gonna put out our sports picks and everything like that. So that's gonna be coming out here. Yeah, man. We all try to ride and make some money together. You know what I mean?
Nah, I be depressed with my.
Oh, who you selling? Bro, I ain't up.
Well, you see that one green and then that one red.
Yeah. Like a $5 bet that was gonna win, like it's 16 legs, but it was gonna win you like $4,000.
I'd be like, damn, it's my $60.
I was right there, bro. But I was about to call my job and quit if this parlay. I don't think you were ready for it.
It's like hitting gyms.
For real,
yeah. But we got that going on. Another thing I did want to announce on y'all's platform as well is we have started another business venture as well.
Okay.
Me, Shannon, my father, we have started a promotional products business. It's called C2 Promotions. So website and everything. Orders will be able to get taken in here in about a week or two, so that's gonna be happening. So like podcast merch for anything, whether if you need hats, if you wanted this freaking plant right here and you wanted your logo on it, we're gonna be doing that.
Oh yeah.
So we're
tap in.
man, we're really excited
because this whole time I kind of been waiting. I've been looking at the hat. I'm like, that hat is dope.
Thank you. But the thing about this though is I got this from a company and you only could get it one of them for $40. Which there's other companies where you can do it where you don't have to have a limit on things. But I would much rather, be able to work with local Jacksonville people here. Obviously, we want to expand it to all 50 states, but starting off here in Jacksonville, I see a really big potential for a lot of the creative sides. You know what I mean? Like Jacksonville has a lot of podcasters in here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of, in my opinion, ones. You know what I mean? But I think it's just cool to see. I think Jacksonville's gonna be the next like Austin, Texas, in my personal opinion, when it comes to like media. I think we're gonna be one of the hot spots because I don't think Orlando or Miami or Tampa is doing it kind of like Jacksonville is with its own spin and its own mix of people here.
Most definitely, yeah.
And I feel like we cover all areas. Like you got people who talk about sports. You got people like we cover all areas.
Everybody has like their own thing going, and I think that's what I like. You know what I'm saying? Like we base ours about. I mean, we talk about everything, but the gist of it is hygiene and money and things like that. But most of the stuff we talk about, we don't just box ourselves in.
That's the point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got serious at one point too, because it used to be like like Paid N Bazed is basically money and hygiene. So it's like, and at first we were kind of centered on business.
Yeah.
But it started to feel, it was boring. Like, it was kind of boring. Like, and we kind of transitioned away from that, and now we just kind of keep it. It's more like us, more centered towards us or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was one of the.
But even in those conversations, you can still pull out great things.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about real life experiences. Like, I think. Like he said, when we first started, it was like, trying to like, we get money, we do this, we do that. But we talk about real life. We talk about the ups and downs. We talk about going broke. We talk about, you know what I'm saying? Because we're nowhere near where we want to be at. Spare change.
Spare change,
hey, same here, bro. But this is the part that...
We pay for these episodes with Klarna.
What's that?
We pay for these episodes with Klarna.
It's all about the process, though. I think this is the part... where a lot of people get stopped in their journey of things, right?
For sure.
A lot of people are thinking, I don't have 1 million views. I've been doing this for however long. Why are people not paying attention to me? I really do think just being consistent, trying to get better each time. Not every episode is going to be amazing. You know what I mean? That's just the truth. Especially if you do a weekly episode. Sometimes you're not doing shit during the week. Sometimes you go to work and you go home. But it's all about just still enjoying the process of it. Like I'm not sitting here thinking that, I'm going to be a multimillionaire here in 2 years from doing the podcast. But it's something I enjoy doing. It's something that I put out as like an audio diary kind of thing. Like I think it's going to be cool when me and my wife have kids. They can see what their dad was like at 23 years old or 21 years old where he had to work 2 jobs to make shit meet, like make sure like Shanna works her fucking ass off too to make sure we're, not going broke and doing things or losing apartments, life shit happens, dude. Like and life hits you quick. That's the most undeniable thing.
And people don't understand with this podcasting thing. It's like you're putting your time, energy, money while also still doing the hustle and bustle. So you have to really be dedicated to it. You have to have passion about it because you get burnt out. And people don't know what really goes into it, and then it's like a lot of times you're not really making like that much money. It's you're putting more out than you're getting in until you get to that level. So it's like that's why a lot of people just try to jump into it and then they see like, oh no, and then they go on to the next thing. And I think that's why like one thing I told myself is like when we get to that level where we want to be on like that like grand stage, I want to like yearly, just do my research and go find small podcasters like how we were at once and just hit them up randomly like, hey, we want to come on your podcast. Like, because we just like the content. And sometimes I wish like some of the bigger podcasts would do that because it would actually even the playing fields a little bit.
And the joke start some shit.
It's all a process though, man. That's the main thing I look at it as. And you don't know what next year will bring you. You never know an opportunity that just pops up. Obviously through like watching you guys or even like shout out Amp over here too, man. Like when he sent me the YouTube University, that kind of helped push me towards trying to get a little bit better on my video editing because I am not like trained in this in any way, shape, or form. So like he sent me that helped change a lot of the game, and I feel like doing like stuff with podcasters, like I was telling you guys about that JPU, the Podcast United thing. Check that out, they do great stuff over there too.
I wouldn't check them out.
And it may not be for everybody, but at least for me, I'm just trying to get as much knowledge as much as possible and just trying to see different things going on. But yeah, man, it's just podcast game's fun, but it's definitely some weeks where you're looking at yourself in the mirror like, why am I doing this? Do people really care or any of that stuff? But I just think like gets me amped up is when someone shoots me a message and says, hey, that episode was awesome, someone I don't even know.
For sure.
I'm like, that's fucking cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm not looking, it'd be nice to make $1 million a year off this, right? I make a little bit of cash, but I don't make thousands, I don't make billions of dollars off of it, but that's not what I'm in it for, at least at the current moment.
That's how we feel. Like sometimes we get burnt out. We done had a few times where we had those conversations like, what you think? Like, should we keep going and stuff? And then you just on a Tuesday in Walgreens, someone like, hey, how'd you feel that podcast? And you're like, oh, okay. This is, and then, or when people react to the clips or people write me or the feedback and things like that. Before we get out of the interview portion, I did want to ask, so Who Are You podcast? Where do you see it in 5-10 years from now? I know you've elaborated on the fact that you're not in it for the fame and things like that. But of course, we all want to be recognized for our talents. So where do you see yourself 5-10 years from now? And where do you see your podcasting platform?
I see our platform. That's a good question. My main goal is kind of like what you guys were talking about, right? Be able to bring podcasts under your wings. My goal would be to make kind of close to like a multimedia company kind of thing. So have podcasters like Barstool. I'm actually wearing a Barstool shirt right now. I'm a big fan of their model. Because they'll find podcasts out there like $1 million worth of game, right? They found them and brought them over to Barstool, and now they're one of the biggest podcasts in the world. I would like to be able to try to work with other people such as you guys and RAO and all them, and to help build that. I think that would be the cool thing. But for really, the main goal of the podcast is to continue growing. Don't forget where you come from. That's a big part of it, because there's a lot of people who may be looking up to you that you're not aware of, and you don't want to let them down on that side of things. But But I see the podcast growing. I see us adding some more stuff to it in the next 10 years, hopefully. We have our house. I want to build an actual like set. Like I want to do an external building from our home and make that the podcast studio. You know, where there could be different stuff. Like you guys know who Adam 22 is, right?
Yeah.
Like I think it's cool how he'll do his interview like with a set. Then they'll have the picture side where they go and take their photos, do all that stuff for Instagram, and like even have like a chill spot where people can like a green room, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just keep making it more and more of a business, but more and more professional looking, and keep just trying to raise those bars, and you know, that's the goal.
And Adam 22 is even a perfect example of like what I was just talking about, the ups and downs, because I love how he was transparent about like they going bankrupt right now.
Yeah, right now.
Like, he like, shit, we're gonna keep rocking. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at somebody like Adam 22 and you be like, y'all going bankrupt. But it's like, it's possible.
They just need one more Jason Love video. They'll be fine.
Listen,
They just need one more of those.
Yeah.
More respect to Adam. I couldn't do that personally. That would hurt my feelings really hard. Really hard.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
Biting the sheets.
Yeah, like your girl's
crazy.
biting the sheets. It's like, ooh. And like the daughter, bro, she's gonna see that. Like, you imagine your kid coming home from school, like, they showed me this. I'm like, oh, your mom getting back shots, bro. That's bad. That's tough.
Like you said, like being like 10 years from now, I'd be able to like show your kids and stuff. Like, like when you have your first child, you know what I'm saying? They can see the video you like saying that you was giving head in the car.
Like, that's AI.
We brought up lot lizards on our episode too. Well, I brought that up to you guys. I thought that was some funny shit, man. But yeah, man, it's just really just keep on going. That's the main thing. I don't want to ever lose a passion for something that I truly enjoy doing, and like I see it in you guys as well. You guys truly enjoy doing this. Yeah, that's the main thing.
The biggest thing is like not letting because like we still gotta live life, you know. So like 100%. You said, like you had those moments to where like it's like what are we doing or whatever, or like last year, like remember I was in the hospital and shit. I'm like, fuck, bro, like I could have lost my life and some shit like that. It's like, okay, like I want to make sure I'm being purposeful with what we doing here.
I was trying to sacrifice.
If you don't mind me asking, were you like sick? You get no accident?
I fucking my damn appendix almost like burst type shit.
Oh really? Oh yeah, I heard that's painful, bro.
Yeah, like, and I thought I had food poisoning.
That.
So like I like waited till like the last minute to where like I couldn't take it anymore, pause. But I thought I had like food poisoning, and then it ended up being that, and they kept me in the hospital for like a week or whatever.
I've been there, bro.
Yeah, that shit was insane. But it's definitely like, okay, what are we doing? Because when we were guest based and everything like that, it was a point to where like we were getting. That's why you got to stay true to yourself in this shit, because like we were getting a lot of we had a lot of motion, a lot of attention, a lot of people were seeing us, whatever we was doing, everything. But it's like that's not. I don't want to get pigeonholed into the type of content that I don't want to make, you know. And it's like now. How we do our podcast it fits us and what we want to do. You know, like we sit around, we talk our shit. We have people come on who we actually want to talk to.
That's my biggest
whatever.
thing.
Like we don't do it for the followers or whatever.
And the people with like smaller following or a podcast background and stuff, they're always like much better conversationalists than like somebody who's popular. And I think like my biggest pet peeve when somebody comes on is I don't feel like we've had anybody who was like a little too short. If so, they were probably just like nervous.
Yeah.
Because I take that kind of as like rudeness if you kind of just too short. But I think mine is like those people who like think they're smart, but it's like
that's tough. I've seen that before too.
Only smart if they're talking to somebody dumb. It's kind of like they're talking in circles.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I mean, it's like because you know God, whatever, and like the Earth is flat, so. Round, skinny.
Yeah, no, I remember.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Look, I'm finna fuck you up with this one. I remember we was like having a podcast, like you said. Sometimes you just don't agree with shit.
Yeah.
And it's like me, I have to let you know that I don't agree with this shit. Like, so I remember like one dude was like, "No, cause like when you really think about it, back in the days, at 13, she was ready to have a child."
Oh hell no, that conversation. That's one I would stand on. I'm right there with you. I'm like, nah, bro.
Right, that whack 100. We not doing that.
Yeah, it's like we're not doing that. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, nah, cause was it bad then? Morality is really just a scale. It's like, no, bro.
No.
Like,
yeah,
I'm 30. My wife could have been 12 back in the day. Yeah. Am I wrong if I do it now? But I wasn't wrong when I did it then.
Sometimes you gotta.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And it's a way to do it. Like,
FBI, are you listening?
I feel like we've learned how to stand strong in our opinions, but like not to do it to where it's gonna be like no jumper and we about to fight in that. You know what I'm saying? Like one time we had an artist come on and he got like overly inebriated, and he was saying like some colorist stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can't take this no more.
You said colorist stuff?
Yeah.
That's
like,
awesome.
So I was like, I kind of like said something in a way like, bro, calm down.
Chill out, yeah.
Like, you're doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? But it's a way you do it. Because like some platforms, they'll be like, you ain't trying to squabble. Like, whoa.
Nah, we ain't fighting on the podcast.
Yeah, definitely learning how to like navigate those scenarios is for the best. Because then it's like, I didn't want to fucking talk to this person anyways. Like,
that's the big thing, bro. Like, if I'm not interested in what you guys got going on, I'm not gonna have you on. That's a huge thing. Even if it's a week, I don't have someone who's coming on the podcast.
Yeah,
it is what it is. Like, that's when me and Shannon will do our Sunday hangouts and just how much I have a good time. My wife talk some shit like that, than have someone on where it's gonna be a weird conversation.
Yeah. I really don't, like, I never cared. Like, I had like when we first started, like my cousin was like, "Hey, bro, I know you coming up for fucking what?
Yeah, what do you gotta talk about?
You don't do shit. You don't have a fucking job."
And then like, so on one hand, it's like we don't get caught up in the following and stuff like that. But you have to have something going on. Like, what are you gonna? And then it's like, if I know you personally, and I know you ain't got shit to talk about.
Yeah, like, it's like, don't you owe me $20?
Yeah. No, like when it comes to that stuff, like usually if it's like a business owner, right? Those are the ones who will reach out and they don't have like, say they're a newer business, right? And they haven't had like a big following. That's more what I'm talking about. If it's someone I have no idea anything about you, no, it's not happening. Like that's where I have to do my research. And most of the time, someone has like a business or they have a podcast or shit. They're into art. You know what I mean? Like I'll sit there and that's more of a learning thing for me. Or we went to a really cool one. It was called Sally Dark Rides. They do all the animatronics for like Universal and all that stuff. And they took me through their whole factory and showed me everything.
Oh, that's fine.
I didn't know anything about that guy, but like they like showed me all this stuff. I got to do some behind the scenes shit.
Yeah, that's
it just really depends on what it is. But we want to get out more. I want to do some more like man on the street shit.
Yeah,
go out there.
We used to do that too. I hated doing that.
But it was
always fun.
I liked it though.
Yeah, he liked it. Like,
and the people used to like the videos.
Yeah, no, they liked the videos they did.
It's random. You don't really know what's going on.
Well, that's the thing is like with people in Jacksonville, you don't know who you're gonna be talking. Like what they could look some type of way, and then you're like, what the fuck? When they start talking to you, like, what are you talking about right now? You know,
those were really fun. People really like that.
I think we're gonna do some like every now and again.
Yeah,
just like amping and pop out. Sometimes.
I like the ones that we were like. I like to be transparent. I don't give a fuck. Like I like the ones where like we were like on the street and doing shit like that. That was more fun. Or it was like the content was better. But then it was like I remember. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time like it was like a show here, like a showcase here, and we kind of like went and did that. And it was like,
he hated that.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
it wasn't that bad to me. I liked it. I think Drew edited it good. And
it was just rappers like that we didn't know, and it's like
we definitely left early.
Yeah. And the people like it was just like unprofessional.
It was.
But then we did the Black Rodeo show.
We
and
liked
that was fucking fun. Like we was like on stage, like he was on stage dancing and shit.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, like that was fire. Like and like the biggest artist there, like kind of was like, hey, y'all come on stage with us. Like, it was cool as shit.
Yeah,
it's all about getting out of your comfort zone. Like I went to a medical marijuana thing, and because I was interested in the business, right? I wanted to hear how people talked about it. Dude, I go there and no hate, I'm not gonna say where it was at, but like I'm sitting there and people are so fucking high, bro, that they like cannot like have a conversation with me. And like, hey bro, I'm pro for whatever you're down for. I'm like, that's cool. You do what you want, no issue. But like, bro, I'm trying to have a conversation with you right now, man. And you're like he's like looking over here the whole time, like while I'm looking dead straight out. What the fuck is going on?
Having a conversation with somebody who's drunk or high, it's like usually when they're high they just start talking in circles.
Yeah, they don't remember what they said.
They're drunk. They're gonna say some shit they regret,
or just be yelling and shit. That's another thing too. I feel like with the guests for us, where the collabs, because like we used to offer alcohol. Like every episode we got alcohol, right? Like, and it's like
we used to get drunk ourselves.
Yeah, like but they were like shit faced because we're used to it, so we know like after like the 4th, 5th episode, we like okay, we know we can't get too drunk. But like they just throwing them back because they nervous at first, and they like we letting them, and we come in like drink up.
Some of those was our best episodes, and then some was like because it didn't matter. It depended on like the person. Because some of the girls who got drunk, they gave us some wild clips.
They gave us some.
I believe. Is that when the girl smelled your foot?
Yeah, they started drinking before.
Yeah, see what we used to do is like. V, he's always late, right? So what we do is, so I would be here and I'm like, I'll pour up shots, like we're like we just hanging out. So like you're not thinking about that or whatever. So like we just taking shots, we drunk. So by the time he get here, They're drunk.
Yeah.
I'm like taking shots and stuff, but I'm not. I know.
The girls would be like, "Where are you?" I'm telling him, "Hey, stall them bitches." I'm coming.
I'm here. I'm almost here.
Yeah, whenever.
I'm dead.
Hey, try Spanish Fly.
Hey, what's up? You tripping?
I'm like, hey, bring the roofies.
Yeah, like, don't put me in that.
I wasn't there for this either, so y'all are aware. FBI, if you watching,
Spanish Fly was like a norm back in the day.
what the hell is Spanish Fly?
That's what Bill Cosby was using.
Oh.
Yeah. No, they used to use it back in the day, but like, it's like you shouldn't have gave it to somebody without telling them.
Why do you know so much about this?
Because I watched the documentary, and I spoke on this before. My grandma, may she rest in peace. My mom's mom, she was on a date back in the day, and the dude, this is in New York. They went to somewhere to like a view or something. So they in the car, and he offered her a drink. He goes to the back of the trunk in the cooler, and you know how it's a little space between. And she was looking through, and he put something in her drink. So when he got in, she was like, "What the hell you put in my drink?" He was like, "Oh, nothing. It's just something to loosen you up." It was like Spanish Fly, and she was like, "You drink it," and he drank it, and she was like. After a while, he started like getting like ooh and shit like that, and she was like, she never fucked with him again. Like she ain't drink it.
Hell nah, bro. That's scary, dude.
So that's what Bill Cosby used to do: put Spanish Fly in their drink. But a lot of older, like back in the day, that's what they used to do. But you shouldn't have been doing it without consent. Yeah.
So when we was having these episodes and he was late, you know what I'm saying, and like I just sprinkle a little bit of that.
I wouldn't even know where to get that shit.
You know that shit don't exist anymore. That shit's being like gas stations.
We just throw a Molly in the drink.
Oh my god!
Whatever y'all gotta do, I guess.
Now you know them crab boys. They used to be having that Lonnie C. I heard they used to be putting Molly in the pot.
The crab pot.
That's what them hoes used to get loose by the end of the night. I'm for real. Somebody told me
putting Molly in a crab pot is fucking insane.
Hell no, bro.
Nah, I'm for real.
That's why I don't go to shit like that.
That's why you see videos of hoes putting their whole hand in the crab pot going for crabs and shit. Them hoes is high as fuck.
Putting your hand in a boiling crab pot?
You didn't see that? That went viral a few years ago. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Nah, bro. You know what used to be the worst one I would see? The worst video? You remember when they would stack milk crates on top of each other and try to run? Bro, people were breaking their necks and shit.
Yeah.
I would see someone like, ooh.
I seen a video, like, I think a girl died, like, cause like she was like,
I saw that one. Yeah, bro.
Like, is she okay?
I want to do it when I came down. No, you know, I'm like, I was finna tag you in AMP and something I seen on Twitter. So I seen, you know, what is it called? Like paragliding when they use the
wingsuits?
Yeah, the wingsuits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I seen these dudes, they was using carpets instead of wingsuits.
Oh, fuck.
It was a little manufactured, but they was using carpets. And it was
this like Aladdin that you were watching? Or
no,
like,
this is a real whatever. I was going to tag you in AMP and tell y'all that's how I would have been in the Twin Towers. With the carpet. I told y'all, niggas.
With the Twin Towers is crazy.
Because I told them, I was like, we were talking about like 9/11.
He has a fascination with 9/11.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do. I love the documentaries and stuff. So I asked him like, would y'all have jumped or would y'all have just burnt to death?
I'm jumping.
Yeah, I said jump too.
I'm jumping.
And they told me I was
But he thought he was gonna survive. He's like, would y'all rather
I
die
can survive,
of
but I'm
smoke
jumping.
inhalation? But he thought that he could just like grab somebody like fucking Blazer and then just paraglide.
Like Tom and Jerry shit.
It's like, no, you're dying, bro.
Hell no,
So
bro.
when I seen that, I was like, okay, I know one of them officers had a carpet. I just had to cut a hole in the back to put my feet in, cut a hole in front to put my hands in, because that's how it was going down, and jump. But
What
they was
about
going down.
landing?
Yeah, I know. They were going down like mountains and shit. Like they had a
Hell
long way
no,
to go.
bro. I'm over 200 pounds, man. I'm hitting that ground, and I hope I don't feel it. I hope it's just over, bro.
Well, like Am said, you probably have a heart attack before you
you
hit the
gonna
ground.
die.
That's true.
You
Like, you
gonna
freaked
pass
out.
out? Yeah. I don't know.
Nah, bro. Do you think it was an inside job since you're interested in it?
Yeah, most definitely.
I think so too, bro.
Yeah,
Because
I think
like
the
the way
has something to do with
the
everything.
way everything exploded as like the building came down,
Yeah.
it looked like a demolition,
demolition?
too, right? Yeah, that shit looked weird.
I feel like it was something to like get America on board with going to war.
Yeah.
Like with Iraq.
I actually knew a girl whose dad died in 9/11. She went to school here with me. I thought that was the craziest shit. And she like it was like every time that would come around, they'd give her like a little like special like thing for it. I was like, damn.
His mom was supposed to be there.
Really?
I didn't feel like that.
What the fuck?
Then you say like. No, yeah, you know.
Did you set that up?
No. You know I love your mom. I thought you said something
that was a crazy way to word that. Though. Like, no, his mom.
She was supposed to be there.
Yeah,
I don't know why she wasn't.
Like I set everything up for her to be there. Like,
she was supposed to fucking be there.
My mom used to work in the World Trade Center or whatever, but we moved here in September of 2000. Wow. Whatever. Yeah, we like she really didn't like. It was kind of up in the air whether we were going to move or not. But we moved here like literally like a year before.
That's crazy as fuck, bro.
Yeah. And she had this one coworker, and he used to always when I go to her job, he used to always take me down. There was like a comic book store like somewhere in the area. It's New York, you know, you just walk around.
Yeah.
And he used to always take me to give me like a Batman comic or some shit. And I always asked her because I still remember his face. I was like 4. I still remember his face, so I was like, I wondered, was he there? You know what I'm saying? Like I always think about that, but I will never know.
Like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know. We were.
That's some wild shit, bro.
Yeah, I used to watch all those documentaries, and like, it's definitely wild.
His mom was supposed to be there, right?
That's a clip.
No, I love conspiracy theory shit. Dude.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's wild.
Perfect. So that's the topic I had. I wanted to ask y'all, what is one conspiracy theory or folklore that y'all wholeheartedly believe in?
Aliens.
Aliens?
Yeah.
I believe aliens for sure. That's what kind of I was going to go with it. Like,
but if you mean like more like American history type shit.
No, it don't matter.
Okay. I mean that, like we were just talking about 9/11, I think there was a lot more to that than what we've been told kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Because like, especially how now stuff's like been changing, right? Like the Patriot Act, right? Where they can listen and like tap into your phones and have all that information. Yeah. I feel like that was a thing for them to just have more power of the people. Mm-hmm. But aliens, I do believe in. You know what I mean? I'm not like personally, I'm not a religious guy. There's nothing wrong with religion. It's just not my thing for me. I just think it's weird how only like over 1 million years, like us, and then there's like primates, right? Well, we see primates in zoos and figure out how to use sticks. How the fuck did we go from like, you know, being them cavemen doing all that shit to how we are doing a podcast, cameras, lights, making shit, you know, building buildings, all that kind of stuff. I feel like it's a little interesting.
They're faking. The animals are faking. They just don't want to pay bills. I'm telling
they
you.
just don't want to pay bills.
Gorillas, dogs, all that shit. I be seeing my dogs do some shit. I'm like, I know you could talk.
I've said that to Shannon about our cat. I'm like, I know he wants to say something.
Yeah.
I'm probably like, fuck that. I'm not joining it.
Yeah, like y'all get to take care of me. Y'all the pet. Y'all the pet.
Yeah, no, I definitely believe in aliens because I just kind of feel like I am very religious. Everybody knows that. I'm a devoted Christian, but I feel like in this universe, like it's so many. It's not even just our universe.
Mathematically, it has to be other
other life forms.
You're telling us we're the only planet that could host this out of everything else out there, kind of thing.
Most definitely. So it's like, I believe in aliens. It's just things I've seen because I used to watch the History Channel all the time and stuff.
Ancient aliens.
How y'all feel about mermaids?
Yeah, I do. So not to cut you off real quick. So when it comes to religion thing, like I said, I grew up in a household where my mom is still a deacon of a church, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I've been around it. I'm aware of it and all that. This isn't saying that this is it, but what about like maybe religion being about aliens? You know what I mean? Like how there's that almighty God coming from the sky, coming down and doing things. Not saying that's what it is.
I've seen like that, like especially like ancient aliens that used to come on,
I find that interesting.
Because if you go back in history, there's a lot of things. I watch this on the Joe Rogan all the time. Like Graham Hitchcock, he goes on and talks about the show all the time. But it's like, first of all, every like major structure like aligns with the like astral plane or something like that.
The constellation.
Like, like everything, everything like aligns in a certain type of way, and then like there's certain things all over different places where if they lived how we think they live, it would have been impossible for all these different cultures on different parts of the world to all be kind of part of the same type of shit. And then when you talk about the origin stories of a lot of like religious backgrounds, they're the same. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a holy trinity, like even like down to like December 25th, like certain shit. There's a lot of shit that kind of just parallels.
Well, I think we talk about that a lot with religion. How like you know, I'm not one of those people where it's like, oh no, only my religion is right. Because I feel like if you look at a lot of the stories are the same. So I kind of just feel like as it spread out geographically, you know, you just got different names, but I think it's all under the same creator.
I can see that, just like languages and stuff. Because like that's the way I look at it. Like with the way I live my life, I try to live it as if someone is watching, but I may just not believe in the Almighty God. Is the way I talk about it. But when I was younger, I was really like against against religion. As I've gotten older, I've 100% softened my tone a little bit more because I'm more aware of things now and how quickly like life ends. That's a weird thing, you know what I mean? Like just one day you're not here anymore, and where do you go? Where's that energy kind of go from there?
And I think it's just based on experience. Like for me, I went through that.
Same.
I backed away from religion and I went the more spiritual route. And that's why, like, I have all these Egyptian artifacts on my arm and stuff like that. But it was things like me going through, like, spiritual warfare and God coming and showing me that he was real. He is the Almighty for me to, like, backpedal.
That's real.
And that's my experience, you know? But I don't try to condemn anybody or force my experience. I think that's why a lot of people run from religion, too, because you have Bible thumpers who kind of make them feel
and
like...
people will give religion a bad name, or, like, they when you go to... Because as a kid, we're young. So like we're looking for answers, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like our generation, we question things way more. Like me, like religion was hard for me to like kind of, even though I'm religious now, it was hard for me to step into it because I have questions. Like, and it's just like simple shit. Like for me, it's like, okay, the letter J really wasn't really around till like the 14 to or 1600s, something like that. So it's like his name wasn't Jesus. So why like what are we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like
shit
like
research,
that.
You see, it was another name.
Yeah, it's just like it was just language being translated. Like that's something that somebody can easily like
say, but
say
it's like
to you,
they're
but it's
scared
like
to say that in the church. Like, don't question God.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, you worry about the wrong thing. Like, the fuck? Like, you can easily answer that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's a huge thing, bro. And like one thing that pushed me away from it, there's a big church here in Jackson. I'm not gonna say the name. Whenever I went, like for me, like I don't care if you're gay, straight, black, white, green, brown, I don't give a fuck. As long as you're not trying to get in my ass, bro, you do whatever you gotta do, bro. You know what I mean? But I remember sitting there one day, and I was with a girl at the time I was dating, and the sermon came on, and they were talking about like a girl came on, and she's like, they showed me the way in religion. I divorced my wife and all this, and like she's like, you know, I went to like the light of God, and I'm not gay anymore. It reminds me of that big, I ain't gay anymore. I ain't gay no more. I don't like this no more. I've been delivered. But like I saw that, and I was sitting there, and I really like I got up and I walked out. I was like, come on, man. I was like, I'm not, at least for me, I'm not about that. But I don't see religion as bad. If it gives you power, that's the main thing it should do for you. And like it gives you like what you need in your life. That's all cool. My parents are religious. They don't agree with my point of view. But at the end of the day, I don't live as a bad person. So it just is what it is.
And God teaches us to love thy neighbor. It's not. I think a lot of people use religion as a weapon. Like, oh, you don't believe, you're going to hell. That's not. We're not here to judge anybody.
Yeah, that's not your job.
That's God's job to judge. It's about your belief or whatever, your higher power, your calling, whatever suits you. As long as you don't try to. Now, I've had to in friendships, like since I have gotten back into religion, because it's like just because you're agnostic or atheist, don't be combative with me.
Very true.
Because I'm not forcing my religion.
Yeah, we both gotta respect each other.
Very true. No, 100%.
So it's like if you come around me like, oh, this, that. And that's like, okay, I can't, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been there. I was almost a hotel before. And I'm like, no, the Bible said this, but like, you know, and But I think when you do your research on stuff and things like that, it's just all about having a higher power, higher calling, however you want to live your life, and let people live their life however they want to live it. You know what I'm saying? And but I've been to a church like that too before, and it made me uncomfortable because the pastor was like, he started telling this story. It was a small church, and he was like, yeah, then I'm at the subway, and this bulldagger behind the thing, I told her, you want to be a man, I'm a man.
It's like, you at Subway, like, what are your fucking
But at the time, it made me uncomfortable because it was like, my sister, she goes both ways.
Okay.
Like right now, she's in a relationship with a girl. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I love my sister. I will say in front of anybody, yes, I do feel like a part of my religion that's a sin, but I'm not here to judge, and I'm not finna remind you of that every time. I'm not gonna speak on it. If you ask me my opinion, then that's what I'm gonna say. But that's not. I sin too. I'm no greater than anybody. Everybody's equal. So it's like sitting in there. I'm like, now what if my sister was here? And I was
His sister was supposed to be there.
I was like, I don't like churches like that. I feel like our church, because we grew up in the same church. I feel like our church is really good at that. Like,
because it's like, bro,
he don't do that.
Like we talk about, you can't even talk about gay people. Like the choir director is gay as shit.
Right. We got punks all in our church.
Yeah, man, it's just like let live be live, bro. Like at the end of the day, man, people are just people. It's not my job to tell you what's right and what's wrong. Like you know, I have my opinions. Everybody has their opinions, but
most definitely
it doesn't make me right.
And I think that the world would be a better place and an easier place if more people understood that.
I feel like our generation is that way, though. We're just waiting for all the old heads to die, to be honest with you.
But then again, you have people in our generation who try to force things.
That's true.
Like,
very true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I think the biggest thing, since we are talking about that, is like the LGBT.
You're part of the LGBT.
and things like that. And like gender norms and stuff. Yeah. You got one side who's like, I'm not saying that. And you got the other side like, you need to respect my pronouns. Mm-hmm. I just feel like for me, for instance, if I'm working or I'm doing anything, if I feel like I may not know your pronouns, I'm gonna avoid saying like he or she. Yeah. I'm just gonna address you as like you good, things like that. It's just a respect thing.
If they walk up with blue hair, I know I gotta be careful. I gotta be careful.
This is one, he be on TikTok and you know what I'm talking about? With the curly hair?
Yeah,
and he get mad, he be like, it's bam.
Oh, I know the white guy? Yeah, bro. I saw this video the other day. He's like, I do not feel safe here anymore. I'm like, guys, I'm like, say like if that happened, right? If I came up and I called him sir and they were like, can you please call me ma'am? I'm like, okay, I got you. You know what I mean?
That's but if I fuck up though,
the first time they'd be like, you don't say anything to me and then you just get mad.
And a lot of times when I hear people in the videos, they be fucking up.
Yeah, it's like that be on purpose. But
also too, when you working and you know this world we live in, like you shouldn't be fucking up.
But also it's like, bro, I make $8 an hour.
Yeah,
like,
I'm serving like
at a certain point I'll be like, hey bro, get your bitch ass up.
Okay, so if you're
like, equal rights, equal fights, bro.
I got equality.
Equality in these hands, boy.
If you're a server and you clearly know this is a man, but he's dressed as a woman, you gonna say, would you avoid or would you say ma'am?
I would just say ma'am. Also, that same person you're talking about, it's a video of them saying nigga, so it's like, so if you're saying the N-word, I'm not gonna respect your pronouns.
No,
that's understandable.
He spent so much money on reconstructive surgery and still looks the same.
Yeah, he looked like Patrick Swayze.
Yeah. And like, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to that stuff, like you do you, but like the whole thing, like just correct me if I say it wrong first time. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But you know, can't correct what the second part of what Am just told.
Like I worked with, and I went like, you know what I'm saying, like being in college, you come across this shit all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying, and like college is like supposed to be a safe space, so you in class with people and shit. But like you will like kind of mess up. But I feel like where this generation, we're more accepting of things, like to a certain extent. We're accepting of different things, but we also have to be accepting of how other people grew up and came up as well. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not harming anybody, like, but I feel like you can't force certain shit, and I feel like nowadays people want you to agree with the stuff that they do rather than just like not stop them from doing it. You know? And I feel like it's a thin line between it. Like if it's me personally, because I work in these type of areas, I'm gonna call you by what you want to be called. I don't care.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like you can have a fucking beard, and if you want to be called ma'am, I'll call you ma'am. It's cool. But at the same time, though, like you're not gonna be aggressive with me about it, because it's like then it's fuck you, bro.
No, you lose me on the people with the callers.
That's why I say I just avoid unless I don't know. But if I feel like genetically you were born male, but you're dressed as a female, then I'm gonna say female.
Or like shimmy.
But
shimmy.
Shut up. But like okay, it gets kind of on the other side. It get kind of because you know like.
The girls that turn into guys. No, I think like
a dyke still want to be called. Oh, you can't say dyke.
No, you can say dyke. You can say dyke. You can say dyke.
The bulls.
They still want to be called women.
Yeah, like, no, but I feel like I think the girls who transitions to men are hilarious. Like I think it's like I really think it's funny because it's like. Well, this is why though. No, like.
I didn't say nothing. I'm just listening. I'm like, oh yeah.
Because like I feel like for the guys, they really just have to like look for the men who transition into women. You kind of just have to like mimic mannerisms and stuff like that. You know, like but like watching. You talking about tucking? But watching like a girl transition to a guy, you kind of have to learn how to be a guy.
They're the more dangerous ones, bro. They can change their size on anything they got, bro. They can change shit up real quick.
Nah, I seen some though. They should be small.
But no, like, cause like they have to take it from their skin. But
unless they pull out the strap on you, and then shit gets dangerous real quick.
But it's like watching them like transition to a guy, it's like really funny because I feel like women are more vocal about the things that they deal with, and like us men, we aren't. So it's like, okay, I follow. I actually want him to come on the pod, but he transitioned from. I actually went to high school with him. He's transitioned from a girl to a guy,
gotcha,
or whatever. And like watching the process was like my favorite content on Instagram. Like, because once he got like a piece, like once he got like a dick and shit, like he didn't know how to like. He
couldn't tell me shit.
Because like he didn't know, like, okay, now you like standing weird as shit because like you're not used to having something between your legs. Yep. So it's like he's like standing like I have to do it, I'm sorry, but he's just like standing like this all the time. He's like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like,
I don't think that's fair to look. I mean, I was just intrigued one time and I seen the surgeries, how they do it. So like from man to woman, like they split your shit down the middle and tuck it in. I'll go watch that once. Woman to men, they take like skin and make it. But a lot of times this shit be like small as fuck.
Yeah, no, they can't give them like, I don't know why, but they can't get like.
Well, they use it like the clit, right, as a dick basically.
Yeah, I think so.
They just don't have
a clit is a penis that just isn't developed.
Because we're all girls until a certain point of the birthing process, like not birthing, but the
ovaries drop into ball sacks.
Yeah, like we're all originally girls, but we could become guys some part in the whole process.
Technically, we're all trans.
Right.
Well, my pronouns are. Nah, but I ain't gonna lie though. Like, I'm trying to be nice, but if I'm working a job and I'm a busboy or some shit, like the last thing I want to hear is like exactly. Oh, my pronoun. Shut the fuck up.
Like I gotta wash dishes for $7.50 an hour. Like fuck you.
Nah, the people that lose me are the people who are like, oh no, I'm a cat. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, nah. I'm like, don't you dare use a litter box. Don't you dare use a litter box.
And I think that's where we're going too far with it. Like we are playing a dangerous psychological game. Where it's like people can just say whatever they want to say. Like,
well, I feel like a lot of things were popularized, right? Like with social media and shit now, where like kids are seeing stuff and they're like, maybe I'm that way.
What's that stuff?
It's Zins. It's nicotine pouches.
I was like, I ain't seen snuff in so long.
I just threw it in my lip. But no, like that kind of stuff has become popularized, so kids are kind of questioning a little bit more. Maybe they feel some type of way for a day, and then they think it's that. Which I'm not saying that's everybody, but I feel like it's just it's a new thing that we're dealing with a lot more on a bigger scale now because of social media.
Yeah, really.
Like that stuff's getting pushed out.
That's why I say like, okay, like a big conversation is like D-Wade and his son.
Oh, that's right.
Well, his daughter.
Forgot about
that. My opinion has always been, I feel like the transition probably shouldn't have been allowed until that child is like me. If I have a child, right, they come to me and they tell me they want to transition, I would say, listen, live your life and do all that, but before we take it that far, before we start doing cosmetics and all that, like let's wait till you grown.
That's why I've talked to Shane about the same thing. I was like, you say if we have a son or daughter and they want to do that, right? I'm not paying for it. No, that's be real. Yeah. No, I'm gonna let you develop as a person, and if it means that much to you, and you really do feel like you're in the wrong body, whatever it is, I'm not. Once you're 18, you're grown. I can't stop it. But I may say something to you, like, are you sure? You know, really, because once you start changing your genetic makeup, you're changing your body. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Because when he started transitioning at like 12, right?
Yeah, he was young as shit.
Was this your friend?
Huh?
No,
D-Wade's son.
But you said you had a friend. You said you had a friend.
No, she was like grown.
Oh, okay, but yeah, D-Wade's kid.
Listen, like at 12, imagine all the dumb shit we wanted to do at 12.
100%.
Like, I used to do some dumb shit.
Yeah, for sure. Like at 12, if like my son like came to me and was like, "Oh, I want to transition," like, Dad, like I want to transition, like,
don't sit your stupid ass.
I'm like, you want to fucking do what? Just like,
all right, Carisha.
Just Bernadette.
I'm calling the therapist.
No, but I feel like
pulling off the belt. Do what?
Now, you 18, 19, 20, and you still feeling this way,
you can do what you want.
Yeah,
but I would definitely like talk to you, like, because when I used to, before I had a kid, I was like, oh yeah, like you could do whatever you want, like, you know what I'm saying, like you really like feeling, but it's like shit changes once you have your own children, and it's like yeah, like we're not really doing that.
Well,
like,
I have a hot take. Like, I'm gonna just be honest, because I feel like enough people don't say it. I feel like D Wade is vicariously living through his child.
Vicariously?
Yeah, I feel like D Wade got
that was a good
because
spin.
it just seems like since the transition, D Wade has become more and more feminine.
He's a little zesty.
Yeah,
a little zesty. Yeah,
and nail polish. I just seen they did a podcast together, so it's like I'm like, okay, this is like some generational shit.
Yeah,
and you wish you was this bold that had did it.
Maybe I just feel like with your children, you gotta support them, but it's also your job to guide them. Yeah. So you can't like sit there and lie. Like first of all, like. At such a young age, like we grew up kind of different. Like you know, like we were like liking girls, like guys, men are in your life. You got a girlfriend? Yeah, you got a girlfriend? Yeah. Like me, I don't force that on my son. Like I'm kind of just like not like for sexuality, but like just in general. Like you're a kid. Like girls, you shouldn't be worried about girls. Like of course, like if I see my son getting attention from girls, I'm like, yeah, that's my guy.
I made jokes towards my little brother. He's 15 and he hasn't had a a girlfriend yet? I'm like, you gay? Yeah. I'm like, it's cool. I say it in front of my mom. She's like, stop. He is not gay.
I know a homeboy who like his stepdad took him to a prostitute to lose his virginity.
I've heard people doing that. Yeah.
That's fucking
just to like make sure kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's a Tyler Perry dad.
Tyler Perry, Bernie Mac coming out doing that type of shit.
Ghetto is
R.I.P.
Yeah, but no, it's like I would definitely like, but the transition shit, I just feel like that's too far. I'm never making let a kid make that decision. I wouldn't even let my child get a tattoo, let alone
right. It's just like your child come and be like, oh, can I get a nose ring, a tongue ring, or this? You know, as kids we asked for dumb shit.
Yeah.
At 12, if I could have had a Glock, I would have had one, but
Glock in my sock.
We know at 12, like that's like wait till you older, like I don't know, and I just feel like so it be like opinions like that, and then people who are like, oh, you need to like support that. Like I don't have to support that, and I'm not gonna feel bad about it. I'm not speaking down on the trans community. I'm not. I do what you do. It's like we support everybody, but I'm not supporting children transitioning before they are grown and can make their own decisions.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of things children shouldn't do. Like we talk about all the time. Like I was smoking at 16.
Right.
I would never let my kids smoke at 16. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just certain shit that I like. So it's like
I was smoking cigs at 14, bro. Yeah, bro. Like I was. I was walking the streets.
I got my first tattoo at 13.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What tattoo?
My mom's name.
Did you?
Over here, yeah. I got this one at 14.
I got my first one. My mom almost signed off on my tattoos at 17. She almost did, but I got my first one. I turned 18, and then just for the rest of it, got it done. I got like stuff on my chest and stuff. Yeah. But that's the thing is just like, I'm not mad that she made me wait. It's not a bad decision. I'm lucky where I don't really like hate any of my tattoos. I didn't get anything weird, nothing you know what I mean?
And that's the thing, because my mom, I wanted my first tattoo right here. And she was like, no, get it somewhere you could cover it up.
That's what my parents told me, the same thing.
And I wanted one, but I would have had some fucking stupid ass, dumb ass 2012 ass tattoos. Like I wanted a rosary tattooed on my neck. I wanted the fucking like lips on my neck, like stupid shit that people was getting like 10, 12 years ago.
You remember the barbed wire?
Yeah.
The barbed wire shit back in the day?
Yeah, like, but I still do have one.
I hate this tattoo.
But I wanted like, cause it was like
the hands look chunky as fuck.
That's what I was gonna say.
I was like, you trying to mimic me? Like,
cause at the time it was like a lot of people had like rosaries on, like tattooed on their neck, cause everybody was wearing them and stuff. I still do have like a rosary tattooed on me, but it's like Mary like praying with the rosary on my hands and shit.
Like I love majority of my tattoos. The only one I don't like is this one. It's not horrible. You could just tell you could tell it's like some back in the day shit. But my tattoos, all that I got grown, I love all my tattoos. I have a whole chest piece. I got my stomach.
How'd the chest piece feel, bro? I know you got chest stuff. He's like, dude, like I'm bony, right? I'm skinny. Dude, this shit right here. I was sitting here, I was like, fuck.
It just
kept going back and forth.
I felt it in my bones. I got my whole chest.
Yeah.
Like, and it goes down to the middle. When I did it all in one sitting, he wanted to break it up into 2 sessions. I was like, no, it took like almost like 6 hours.
Yeah, I believe it. Mine was 5. Like I
no numbing cream, no nothing, and I didn't lay down.
You didn't lay down?
Sat up?
I sat up. Because he didn't want me to lay down, so I sat
out
like this, and he was like, and he tattooed me. He got tired, so he wanted me to whatever. By the end, I always tell this joke, like, I was like, hey, like, bro, don't talk to me like that. Like, don't talk to me like I'm a bitch. Because he was like, you got to stop running from me. I was like, hey, bro.
You stating.
Relax. But I was running, I'm like, nigga, my chest is on fire.
Yeah, bro. No,
my shit was, that shit
and
was
you could feel it vibrate.
Yeah, she got her fucking forearm done, and our tattoo artist was a little heavy-handed.
Oh,
so she was sitting there and like got the full thing done. Like she got it all colored in, and we got home and her arms like spazzing out, like she's like in pain, dude.
That
like,
was my worst. My forearm on this side, that shit. I like. As I get older, tattoos for me, that's why I just want to finish getting my sleeves and be done.
I want to turn this into a full sleeve. I haven't gotten done yet.
I'm getting like, I have a low tolerance.
Yeah.
I want to punch.
I have a high pain tolerance, and like I got both of my forearms, but they didn't bother me. But like my chest, like it was the sternum. Like once I got to the sternum, it was like fucking.
And you got your forearm, right? You got your forearms, right?
Yeah, I got both.
That shit hurt. What you think?
Nah, it don't hurt. Only one out of all my tattoos that hurt was my hand and this one right here.
I can see
that leg hurt.
Oh, so you got the back of your leg?
Yeah,
no, he got the front.
No, I got the back of the leg.
Oh.
Yeah, the back of the leg hurt like hell to me.
Back of the leg didn't hurt.
Is that stuff that like
front one hurt.
No one's like touching it? Like you're not touching your legs and all this shit all the time.
Whenever it's a bone or some veins, I heard that hand hurt real bad.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about going to get my hand.
This shit, like once it got closer to my armpit, I was like, oh, yeah.
My worst this was probably my number one worst, then my chest, then my stomach. My stomach
the neck surprisingly doesn't hurt. Like you can't feel it. Yeah.
She got her ribs done, said she fell asleep. I'm like, nah. I'm like, I can't.
I haven't used number cream yet, but I'm finna start using number cream.
I use it on the roses on my chest.
I'm starting to bitch up. I don't care. I want some number cream.
But the dude did my chest. He had like a little bit left. Like he forgot to order some. So it's like, I'm pretty sure it didn't do anything. But I was like, I'm glad for whatever it did do because it was 5 hours straight just tattooing.
Have you guys been seeing NFL players? They'll go under anesthesia and get like the full full chest, full back.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of crazy.
An influencer died recently from doing that.
I believe
because anesthesia will that shit can kill you.
It's not that serious.
It's not an exact science, you know. I mean, like they like put you under, or say you go to like Miami, right, where these girls get their like BBLs and shit.
I was about to say it's like the man version of BBL.
Yeah, bro. Like you gotta be careful. There's a YouTuber. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Tommy G. You ever heard of him? He goes around. He was actually just in Jax. He was with our sheriff and stuff. But he goes and does like underground videos. So he'll be like at the Sinaloa cartel, watching them cook up shit. He went to one of the BBL doctors, like the ghetto BBL doctors, and like watch what they did and shit, bro. It was nasty. Like they take your fat, they'll sell it off. They'll give you bad infections because it's unclean and all that. I'm like, bro, can you imagine getting a big old ulcer on your ass, like on your ass?
I've personally been around like women like for 2 different procedures, and like I seen like they had tubes in them, like. It be blood coming out.
It's to drain the infections,
draining, all of that. Like it's a lot. They can't walk. They can't. You got to. Yeah, I done seen some shit.
Yeah, no, we talked about it on here. Like our reoccurring like co-host Monty. Like I helped her like put on the faja, which is like basically it's like a
corset.
Yeah, like a corset for like the whole little BBL shit. And it's like it's so tight that I'm like. I can't believe people are actually like willingly doing this shit. Like, that's fucking nuts.
Well, like Shan's come to me before. She's like, "Do you think I should do this?" Or I looked at her. I was like, "No." I was like, one, it would stress me the fuck out. So you go under surgery for something that you don't need. You know what I mean? No hate on people who get surgery. You know what I mean? Not my personal style. You know what I mean? When a girl walks up to me and her lips are this fucking big, I'm like, bro, stop.
They're like, please relax.
Well, like we went to Twin Peaks the other night, right? You guys know the sports bar. Our waitress, dude, her lips like each one looked like a Vienna sausage that she had on her face, bro. And it was like bothering me. Talking to her,
I'm trying to eat.
Yeah, I'm like, man, you're like spit on my fucking forehead and shit.
I feel like the women that I've run across who have like gotten cosmetic surgery, they're usually like the most insecure, and they look good. Well, some of them look good, but I feel like if you didn't have no hope, sometimes I see the before and after pictures. Like if you was like shaped like a Mexican, I understand. You know what I'm saying?
What's the Mexican shape like?
You know, Mexican women, it be flat. Like it's just like a box, like SpongeBob. I get that.
You're right.
You know, but so if you got a little enhancements, I don't like when you get the fake butt injections. Like if you move some shit and put a little meat back there, make sure it matches your thighs, make sure whatever, and stop. And don't keep going to get shit. See, the problem is they go and get the shit and they don't work out. You already know live a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah, you just get crabs and table. Blacks.
Yeah, you sitting in the bed with a faja on, bleeding, eating crab legs. It's like, bitch, you can't do that.
No, you gotta. It's like a restart.
Yeah, like so, like. you know, they look at these influencer girls. At least the influencers work out, try to keep it up. I think once you start touching your face, I do think you're a little mentally off.
It's something mental going on.
Yeah. Unless it's unless like your nose just like this. Like I did just see this white girl. She got nose surgery. He snapped on her shit because she ain't had no hope.
Yeah,
that shit was out of there. It looked like that movie with Ashton. No, not Ashton Kutcher. What's the movie?
Talking about Adam Sandler, the wedding singer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the big ass nose.
Her shit was out of there. I was like, okay, I understand. Yeah. Like some things I understand, but other than that, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
You're changing the way you look. Because like, you know, if you're not looking in the mirror, you have a basic idea of what you look like, right? Yeah. Once you start changing your face, bro, you're not the same person anymore. Like I've seen some of her like old coworkers have gotten work done and shit like that before, and I'm just like, they'll come back. Like they went to like Columbia and did this shit, and they came back. I'm like, bro, I'm just like, it's just,
who are you?
Yeah, like I'm not hating on it, but it's just like,
and I feel like as guys, we're looking at it as like, okay, we want to have children. It's like, what are children gonna look like? If I meet you like this, I need to know like what you looked like before, because like we're gonna have kids and shit. And they're not gonna have these genes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not gonna come out.
Have y'all ever like been with a girl and like you take her home, like she takes her hair off and like her makeup's all gone? She does not look like the same person.
Yeah, that's why I don't.
That's some scary shit right there. You're like, who the fuck's this little gremlin?
I think it's like some like on Twitter, like they be unrealistic. So like they'll post a picture of like Cardi B or somebody without their makeup. Everybody like, and I'm like, that's a woman. Like a woman not gonna look exactly.
I don't know. Cardi B's a little rough without the makeup, bro.
Yeah, no,
not
she not, like when she got her natural hair out and shit. Like that's like your shorty in the house, just whatever.
Just hanging
that's
out.
Real.
Well, you know, this is after she got her teeth done and shit. Before the teeth done, I understand. I'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah. But then sometimes when I see those makeup videos where it's like they turn them into a completely different person.
Go from crackhead to hot. Yeah,
I've never had that.
But see, that's why I like, and like, all women say that they get hit on the most when they're like just at the grocery store, like not wearing nothing and shit. They like, you have those conversations like, oh, why do men do that? It's like, oh, because you look easy to maintain or some shit. But it's really because we know what you look like. If a man is attracted to you, like when you just woke up, your breath stinks, like your hair is all fucked up and shit like that. Like that's how you know like he really is attracted to you. Like we see you at the club and shit. It's just like
on your show, Pop the Balloon. They be wanting the girls to not have makeup on.
Yeah,
they be like she got too much makeup on. Like,
cause we gotta we're not gonna be looking like this all the time. You're not gonna always have makeup on.
Those things like Shannon, bro. She doesn't wear makeup. Like that's my thing. She always like. Well, I remember when we first started dating, she tried to like get all like gussed up and shit. I'm like, you don't gotta do that. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's not the speed.
I don't want high maintenance. I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't want it to be a 5-hour thing for you to get ready for us to go out.
I don't want to have to help pay for that shit.
I'm like, just put on some shit and let's go. You know what I mean? Because like me, bro, especially as I'm going over, like I still dress somewhat nicely, but I'm usually in shorts, fucking like a golf shirt, and just chilling, bro. I'm wearing
like my old lady, like she got a like nice body, like natural BBL body, but like the way her like she sit up here, everybody thinks she got like work done. They sit up like what the girls is going to pay for. Like even when I had just posted our vacation pictures, everybody like, what the fuck? Like
some people blessed.
And I'm like, nah, she just like that. And my girl just be like, nah, I just need to work out here, there. Like she ain't never been like, yeah, I told her I was like, nah, after we had some kids, you might feel a little different because when you go from having naturally perfect titties and then you have some kids and they drop, you're like, what the fuck?
Well, there's two things she can't do. She can't do that. She can't ask for a picture with Trevor Lawrence. You know what I mean? There's a couple rules that we just can't go past that.
No, I told her like after we had kids, like if she wanted to get a little mommy makeover, like I'm not against it. It just would have to look natural. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the girls who do little nip and tucks and it still look natural, I'm cool with that. But when you just getting surgery after surgery after surgery and you just walking around looking like you got a diaper on.
Yeah, no, bro. So I was at
Mariah Mills.
Yeah, Mariah. Oh my God. So I was at the Gate gas station over there. I think that's on like Park or whatever. And I'm getting out. I'm taking my son to get like a slushie after I pick him up from school. I'm getting out. It's a girl like parked at the gas pump like across from me or whatever. And like she's looking in the car. She's cute. Like she looks like okay. I'm like oh, she's probably like a little small, little slim, petite or whatever. Bro, I go in the gas station. We getting a slushie. She walks in with her kids. They just so happen to go to the same school or whatever. Bro, she walks in. She's petite. And her shit is like just stupid big, bro.
Is it like Squidward leg big, like when he ate the Krabby Patties type shit?
Or it was like
that's the thing. The legs usually don't match it, so
you'll see that.
It was,
crazy.
but for her, it wasn't even that bad. I'm like, okay, was she like what am I looking at here? Because the legs matched, but it's just like she had like this cute little like cute face or whatever. Like you small up top, but you just like big as shit down low. Like your ass is just like stupid big, and it's just like. That doesn't look good, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm confused.
I was even watching Pop the Balloon, one of the recent episodes, and shit bad.
Yeah.
But the ass, the dudes kept saying like,
They ain't
we can
match
tell
the
you went to
legs.
Miami.
Yeah. I seen that.
It matched, but they just wasn't on that.
Yeah.
Men, we are now this whole like. I hate when women be like, "Oh, I hate that men made women feel like they needed to do all of that." No, that was never the fad in the real world.
That was women.
That's
bro.
rappers and shit. That's the type of dudes y'all wanted, and athletes who like that shit. Us real men, we not like if we see a fat ass, we like, oh, okay. But in real life, the type of woman you want, you don't want no woman that's just jiggling down the street.
Yeah, because for one, like, okay, as you know, like we like women with like comply. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a lot of attention that she gets walking down the street. Like it's not like just like like people like when be turning around.
I be ready to fight about mine.
I like talking to a woman with a fat ass is like okay, like every time she go outside and you're not there, she'd be like, oh, fuck, bro, why you keep leaving the house?
Yeah,
well, it's the same thing for girls that are small too. Like Shannon's little ass walking
Right,
around.
petite,
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'll be walking with her and like I'll see people looking and shit, but I'm also 6'5", so I'm just like, that's what it is.
Good.
You know, what I mean, we're chilling. They'll say, I can see your bald spot on top of your head, homeboy. I ain't worried about you. So leave me alone.
Yeah, because it's like it's either one or the other. Like some guys, you don't have to worry about your girl. And that's cool. Like you know what I'm saying. Like that's not a struggle I want to have. You know what I'm saying. Right. But like
Nah, that's the thing. Just me and Shannon been together for damn near 10 years, bro. Fucking, like we're just chilling. Like she can go have fun. I'm like, you got my last name already. I was like, we financially and everything involved now.
Yeah,
I was
we
like,
No, I definitely like. I don't want to be with a woman like ain't nobody looking. Like, because I definitely like even when we was traveling, like I was catching niggas looking in the airport. I'm like, yeah, she thick. What's up?
Yeah.
You know. But she also. My girl also like it's a reality check for her because it's like she be catching women looking at me because women are bold. They will look at you.
Women bold as shit.
Women.
They bold, Shannon.
What?
Women bold on going out talking to guys.
Some are.
Yeah, they look. The best thing to do is like what I like to do. Like okay, so like I go to Starbucks and shit, right? They write on the cups.
Okay.
They write on the cups. So it's like
yeah.
I'm just gonna go get my little shit, put the cup on the table. Like you see it say "Hey handsome" right there.
Oh.
You see it?
No,
Shannon will find my ass. She's like, who the fuck you talking to,
when
bro?
we was
I was like, I don't have nothing to do with it.
when we was leaving one of the clubs, we was waiting for the bus to take us back. So she wanted another drink, so I went back to the bar, whatever. So this is these group of girls. So one of the ladies, she like, oh my God, what is that smell? Somebody smell good. So one of her friends was like, oh girl, it's me. She was like, no, it's not you.
Ooh.
So then she looked up and she was like, ooh, what you got on? You smell so good. I'm like, some Jimmy Choo. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, so she trying to, I'm like, she seen me get 2 drinks, like, chill.
Yeah.
But you know how I'm like, yeah, at that
It's
point.
like, so much. Yeah, you gotta always let them know, like,
She like,
I'm hot shit too.
And then when we was on the plane, she was like, because I was like, yeah, I caught some niggas looking. She was like, no, I it always be the older women too. I ain't gonna lie, I had on the little one of my gray sets,
Oh, not
shorts,
sweats,
you know what I'm
not
saying?
sweats.
And I had my little loose jaws, so, there's a little print showing, you know what I'm saying?
Look at him.
And
Where's
bro,
going?
I swear, I caught like 3 women. Like they would, when you got on them little gray pants, they would look right at you. Like I caught like 3 women. Like it's almost like that's a mating call. Like gray sweatpants.
I didn't learn that till we got older. Like women are sick, bro.
Yeah, but they all try to act like, nah, y'all are the pigs and all this shit. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah,
Women are sick,
they be looking.
Yeah, until you get to the point where you live with a girl, like you start wearing shit, like, no, don't wear that. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Yeah, I done had that before.
but when we
Like,
get
why
into
you
it
wearing
though,
those
like I'm
shorts?
finna go to the grocery store
Yeah.
with gray sweats, no drawers on.
Nah, the main thing for me is when a girl walks up, she's like, "You're so tall." I'm like,
Oh yeah, I know you get that a lot. Oh
Ain't me. I didn't do it.
My girl says the same thing.
I mean, nowadays, bro, I got the ring on, so everybody knows now. Especially with us doing the podcast and shit, everybody's
facts.
like, "Where's Shannon at?" Like, if I go somewhere else, where's Shannon
My
at?
girl already know because I'm kind of like introverted anyway. So like I don't. Yeah, like when I'm out, I be kind of. So we was in the pool and I was up at the bar getting the drinks. So there's a dude behind us, and he was with like a whole it was like white frat guys. So you know they be turned drinking. So one of them, I heard her making talking to him. All right now, so then I turned around and I was like, what? And she was like, so this is Bay, and I was like, but basically, because he had made a joke, he was like, did I skip you? And she was like, yeah, you did. And I'm like, all right, cute. Nah, but she didn't really say much. Once I peed, I was just like, oh, okay, because she already know how I am, but. I'll
turn this ship around right fucking now. What you do?
Nah, they was drunk, so they was the type of drunk that you gotta be like, yeah, man, cause you know they shit. You wanna take shots?
Yeah.
No.
You got some Spanish fly over here, bro.
Some lines, man. Let's do it.
Yeah, nah, bro. I'm the same way. If Shannon's going off, I don't give a fuck. As long as she's distance, I can see her. I'm like, you're fine.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. Does your girl feel like she is if shit went down, she handle herself?
Oh my God.
I love her. Yeah. I'm like, Shannon, you're less than 100 pounds.
Yeah,
if I really wanted to, I could pick you up and run with you. I'm like, there's no chance.
My girl swear.
Why are girls like that?
Yeah, bro. They think they're ready to fight. I'm like, no, you're not. She'll get you getting loud on the horn in traffic. I'm like, stop. I'm gonna have to deal with this shit.
So I went to I went to the movie yesterday, and we're from the park. The car is backing out, and the chick pulls in or whatever. I don't know why. You know how you be like, I don't feel like driving, and then you realize why you always drive. It's that type of situation. So she's driving. The car is finna back out. And she's trying to let them back out, and then she's like, she's trying to let them back out and they don't move. So there's so once we start moving, then they move. And she was like, I just fucking tried to let you. I'm like,
it ain't that serious.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck
ain't that fucking serious, bro.
My girl be doing the same thing in traffic and shit, and I'm like, bro, chill. Because when I turn up, you know I'm gonna turn up. Yeah. But I'm like, this really.
We get out the car. He's 6'8".
This really
or has a gun. Yeah.
No, but that's the thing about her. I let her pop her shit because she got a few guns.
Still shooting. I ain't worried about it, but still, I prefer not to have her come home and be like, I caught a body today. I'm like, what?
She be like, oh, I totes that iron. But I be like, but why do we want to kill somebody?
Yeah.
we don't have to.
The goal of having a gun is to not kill someone, but if it comes down to it, shit can get real.
But she done seen me in action before. She done seen me have to check some shit. Yeah. So I just be like, don't put me in that situation. And then I dated another girl before. It was everywhere we went, I had to turn up on somebody. Yeah. I was just like, you bad luck.
Yeah, she's like, if you got a problem, go kill my boyfriend about it, pussy.
There was only one time I really ever had to get in someone's face over Shannon. I was upset. Me and her worked at a bunch of jobs together, right? This was really early in our relationship. We were working at Applebee's, and some dude I didn't know came in, grabbed. She was a hostess at the time. She was going around. She knew the person, so they were friends. He picked her up and spun around with her. Bro, you hear me from the front of the restaurant. Who the fuck is that? And my manager came and grabbed me because I was walking up. I was like, get the fuck off, bro. Look, I literally get grabbed on. They pull me outside. The other dude wants to fight, so I'm sitting there talking some shit, and I'm like, let's fucking go. I was like,
not the Michael Easy.
He didn't want to fight. He said sorry.
No, his boy was the one who was trying to fight my ass. Yeah.
No, you can't pick my girl.
And spin her. No, 100%, right?
That's egregious.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the Michael Ealy with
I literally was like, who the fuck? I was talking some shit. I was ready to fucking throw down. I'm a very calm dude. It takes a little bit to get me fired up.
For sure.
But when I saw that, this is in the front of Applebee's, the one that used to be in Town Center. I was like, what the fuck?
Don't do that.
I don't give a fuck.
It's certain shit that as men, we just be looking at a certain type of way. Like we talk about it all the time. Don't tell me I got you my home girlfriend, but you got a good girl, bro.
Yeah, bro. Get out of my face,
man. What the fuck do you mean by that?
Yeah, your girl has too many guy friends. You're this is tough.
Nah, she wanted to.
I will say this is my
she's my best friend.
My most secure relationship because she goes and does a lot. She travel a lot, everything. But my girl, she don't miss a beat. I know where she always at. She always updating me. Yeah. I got her location. I don't got a trip with her. Yeah. I done been with girls.
Did she find the AirTag yet?
In that tire.
I done been with girls that. I feel like I got to trip a little bit because I don't know. I've never caught a girl cheating on me, but that don't mean it hasn't happened.
It's happened to me, but I also don't trip about Shannon. I was we've gotten to the point now where if I gave you my last name
Yeah, you should be
I gotta trust you. And
you gotta have that security.
And she's never given me a reason not to, kind of thing. Like me and her, like we don't. A weird thing about us, we don't text. We only use Snapchat to communicate. We have a damn near 3,000 day score streak on Snapchat, bro. It's like that. Like
that's crazy.
That's the only. I don't know why. I'll just be at work and just shooting the shit with her over Snapchat. We probably
funny.
Send each other 300 text messages in the 10 years we've been together.
That's nuts.
Yeah, if my girl don't answer the phone, I'm like, oh, you at Ross or Marshall. Like she's always in place. I always know what she's doing. And then we got each other location too.
Same.
So basically, what y'all saying is I need to get a girlfriend.
Yeah, it's about that time. I was gonna tell you, I think we should sign you up for Pop the Balloon.
That'd be fine, bro. That'd be clean.
Or host one, yeah.
You guys should do one. I think that'd be clean. Get some cool girls in here, and then get some ratchets as well. You gotta have the proper mix. So it's fun.
You're not qualified, queen.
Yeah, because I'm starting to watch it.
I wanted to get into something real quick. So, shout out to Chattahoochee on Instagram. She did a poll or whatever, and I felt like it fit the lane of what we talk about here all the time. So she had a poll, and apparently 150 people answered, 150 men answered. So they said, men, do y'all lotion or moisturize your ass or whatever? And 40% of men who answered the poll said no.
I just started doing it.
I do not lotion my ass now. Yeah, I'll tell you that right now. I just started doing it.
Why don't y'all lotion y'all ass?
Before, because number one, ain't nobody watching my ass, ain't nobody looking at my ass, whatever. But I just started doing it because when I get out the shower, I oil down my whole body, and then I just get to the back and kind of whatever. I don't know. I don't know what made me start doing it. Maybe because my girl always after sex, she be laughing. She say I got a little butt.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is with women and fascination with our ass, bro.
Yeah. No, it's I know I look like Hank Hill from behind.
Oh, 100%, bro. I have this thing called long back syndrome. And that shit just connects. My legs and my body just connect, bro. It's a struggle.
And I'm big up top, little down bottom with a little booty. I'm but I just started doing that.
Yeah, no, I definitely lotion my ass. So I just lotion my whole body. So it's just my ass is connected.
So you've always done that?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I've never used lotion a day in my life.
Well, you're white, bro.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that. So white people don't use lotion?
Nah, bro. Nah.
I do.
You do?
I would say girls do, but guys, nah, we don't. I'm forever ashy, bro.
Yeah,
that's just what I am.
But you can't really, he don't look ashy.
I'm tan, bro.
We use it because the sun's gonna dry our skin out and shit, or the cold gonna dry our skin out.
Okay, this has been a big conversation on social media. Do you use washcloths?
I knew you were about to ask that question. I am not that kind of white person.
Okay.
That's
My sister does.
That's some northerner shit, to be honest with you. That's an up north shit.
So y'all don't use them?
I don't use washcloths. We use loofahs and shit, but I don't use I don't get the specific washcloth to wipe my ass with in the shower. You know what I mean? Clean.
Oh no, I use a loofah.
Yeah, I use a loofah for everything on that type of thing.
I use
so
either
just not soap in the hand
no, nothing like that.
See, that's what, because on a lot of podcasts they're like, well, what do you use? And they're like, my hand.
No. Have you guys heard the thing where people say when white people are wet, we smell like wet dog?
Yeah.
I'm like, that's fucked up. No, we don't. No, we fucking don't. We fucking don't, bro. I don't give a fuck.
No.
That's some fuck shit. I'm like, hey, bro. I do not smell like a wet dog when I get out of the pool, bro.
It is.
No, it's not pool.
Smell.
It's not the pool.
It's wet white people.
No.
There is a smell.
But it's not the pool though. It's it's the sweat.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. I can see that. Yeah.
It's not pool. It's when we've been at school all day and shit. Because that's I've never smelled it as an adult.
I think it's actually white people. What I noticed, white people eat a lot of garlic, and sometimes it's like a garlicky smell. I'm being for real. I think everybody has their own smells. I'm gonna damn, let me chill out.
You're not gonna offend me, bro. I think it's funny.
No.
You're good.
I think
you bring up Indians again?
Yeah, no, Hispanic people, they sometimes I can smell their house. Yeah, it smell like a rice and bean smell.
Oh my god.
Emmett Till too.
Yeah, where we going?
It don't stink. It's just okay, I can smell the chocolate cooking a lot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think personally, but no, that is a thing though for sure.
White people do not smell like wet dog, bro. I'll stand on that stand of the fucking day, bro.
It's like, okay. So
I feel
hold on though, real quick, because I think I get where it comes from. Because okay, my uncle, he has his girlfriend had a Yorkie and they have more like straight hair.
Are you about to call me a Yorkie?
No,
bro?
no.
Is that what I'm about to do right now?
But like when I take them outside, I can smell it, but as opposed to like a furry dog or whatever who has more like coarse hair, it's a different type of smell.
Yeah.
So like
my dog when he sweats, he smells like Fritos.
Yeah, I've heard that about dogs, like their feet and shit. Yeah.
So like it definitely was a thing in school. Like we're on the bus and shit, and it's like hot and everybody's sweating and shit.
Oh
like,
no, if it rained that day,
yeah,
and
like,
it's hot and humid,
and sweating and shit. Yeah, it's definitely a smell.
Yeah,
and then, like just like when it comes to like. You know, black women, you laying in the bed with her, like it smell like juice. It smell like
shea butter, flat iron.
Yeah, it smell like burnt hair and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely a thing.
I used to like growing up when I was younger. I had friends across the street, and I was really good friends with them. I would go there and watch like them do the twist, and then like you're saying like the hot comb type shit. I'm sitting there watching that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought they were trying to set hair on fire, bro. Like my dumb ass being young and not being around that at first.
Distinct smell.
It like just reminds you of home. It's like when mom makes pizza rolls or some shit.
So I mean, from your standpoint, what do black people smell like?
I am not going to answer that question. I'm not.
You done been fried chicken.
Yeah. Nah, bro. My white ass is not saying that type of shit.
But like that's the thing though. Like you can always tell. Like okay, so like you can always tell when somebody's mixed. Like if they have a white parent and a black parent
how's that?
Because
the garlic smell.
No, for one,
you smell like a Yorkie. That's how I know. What the fuck you mean?
For one, it's the hair is always a giveaway.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like because
it's the eyes for me a lot of times too.
The eyes. Well, the behavior is one. You know what I'm saying? The behavior is one for sure.
What's the behavior like?
Like you could tell when somebody has a white mom as opposed to a black mom. Like you can tell.
In what ways?
You can tell if like you like get a little sassy with your parents, like in a way that's not normal.
Mixed kids be bad as fuck.
Yeah, mixed kids be bad as shit.
Jaden, Hayden, Caden, Brandon. Like, horrible.
But the thing is, bro, I have like the basic whitest name, bro. Connor.
Yeah.
Do you know any black Connors?
No. Maybe a last name, but no.
Yeah.
But no, it's like, okay, so like, cause the hair thing, right? Like you said, like you go and you see the hair and shit. It's like, you may have a white mom, but you still have black hair, and it's like when their hair just looks fucked up, like they don't know what they're doing with the shit, like.
Well, no, it's funny that we brought this up. So her friend is married to a mixed guy.
I was going to ask them if they want to guess who is who in the relationship.
But anyways, like with the baby, like obviously the baby's born and it's white. It's a white baby. But I was, for some reason, I was expecting it to be like mixed as well. But I guess since it's only a third black, you know, I don't know why. I did. I thought there was like when she showed me the baby, I'm like, dang, that thing's white as fuck.
I got family like that too. Like I talk about it all the time. I have like cousins who like they're white passing. If like he feels like they look mixed, but I feel like they're white passing. Like growing up, but their mom is white, and my uncle, who is their dad, mixed. He's mixed.
Okay.
So it's like, when it's like not like fully black and white, if it's like mixed,
it just starts to fade out, like Pat Mahomes, right?
Yeah. Is that looked down upon in like the community, like? White ass baby.
Oh yeah.
Like has blonde hair and everything.
Yeah.
Is that looked down upon to be like married to like a white girl, a white dude, or anything like that?
It depends on the family. Okay, so boom, white guys more accepted.
Really?
I feel like the white guys are more accepted as far as like, because it's like, okay, this is the thing in the black community, right? If you're a man and you dating a white girl, they're gonna feel like because you feel like black women aren't good enough.
Oh, okay.
But if you black and you dating and you're a black woman and you dating a white man, it's like you put up with these niggas for as long as you could. Like that's how it's kind of taken.
I don't know personally because like I don't know anybody in my family, any women who have dated a white man. But I do know like my great grandma, she wasn't too fond of my uncle.
It depends on the generation, and it depends on where you're from. Like both our families are from up north.
Okay,
so it's like it's different.
It's common.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, but like because like my mom dated a white guy, like my aunt dated a white guy. Like you know what I'm saying. Like none of the men in my family has dated a white girl though.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying. Like
I would say.
My uncle does, like, you know what I'm saying? But it's always that one guy in your family who dates only nothing but white girls.
Like the Terry Crews from White Chicks. Like, ooh.
My brother. My brother, he dates black girls, but like he's But my brother is the one that makes it bad because he's the one that's like talks down on black women, but like dates white women. Like, but he dates both for real.
Both.
But when he get him a white girl, he could brag on.
Man.
Fuck you, black bitches. Hey,
whoa. That's the thing is like because I've heard mixed like reviews on that. Like I've seen like with like obviously like TV shows, right? Mm-hmm. You know, you like watch like some of the older TV shows where like in the character brings in like a white female or a white man. They're like, fuck you doing?
My
you know
nephew,
what I mean?
I have a nephew who's grown. He just graduated last year. He's about to be 19. And his girlfriend is white. Yeah. And we accept her with open arms. Sam is cool. We love Sam. Like,
Of course her name is Sam.
I like it.
She real cool.
That's a trustworthy name. Sam's like that's a cool name.
And at first, like, you know what I'm saying? He's like his dad. Like, he likes what he likes. He only likes Spanish and white girls. He did date a black girl, but he wasn't feeling it. Because I told him, like, explore your options. You know what I'm saying? And then now he's with Sam. I love Sam for him. I think, like, he going to marry Sam. Yeah. Sam is cool.
Yeah,
that's
like,
cool.
I think it kind of, like, ages out or whatever. Like, as far as, like, the further we get in history or whatever.
Yeah.
Because, like, my little cousin or whatever, like, he goes to Fletcher. Like, he went to Sunderland and Fletcher. He plays lacrosse.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
hell yeah.
He's gonna be around a lot of white girls and shit. Like
100%.
for sure.
And my family, we've never been like, oh, you bring in Sam. Like, we love Sam. Like, Sam part of the family. We don't even talk. I don't feel like it was a topic like when he first started dating her, but like I was like, oh, so you like white girls? But like after, like we don't be like,
it's more so
Sam,
like
we gotta act different.
It's like. You can't be like me. Like if I brought home a white girl, they'd be like, "Oh, Mr. Blackity Black." Oh, It depends on the situation with your family, though. But
I think that's when it does become controversial. Like,
I feel like the men get shit. I feel like the women don't, though.
No, the men. It's always more accepted with the women dating a white man and a man. Like if you're a black man and you dating a white woman, it's like, oh yeah, like you don't cherish our black queens and stuff.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you couldn't find like all your aunts because women just get offended by like your uncle shit gonna be like, all right, nephew, like nephew, like,
I see you.
As long as she's not ugly, like they don't care. Like,
but
nephew.
as soon as a man date a white woman publicly, it's like,
like what your grandma be like, oh well, what about that nice young girl from the church I tried to put you on with?
Like, well, I think it definitely is a generational thing because like I said, my great grandma, she wasn't fond of my uncle's wife, but I think that was beyond her being white. She was just crazy as hell. So like, and then I guess like with the older generations, it's like a culture clash too. Mm-hmm. So it's like my grandma like, I know you come, my kids ain't wash your hands. Like,
well, I think that's the thing that's cool is like as we're all getting older, right? I feel like our generation of people are kind of hopefully kind of see that kind of stuff go away.
Yeah.
You know
as long as like you don't bring nothing to like they're not allowed to like bring no food to the function.
I can understand that. I can understand that.
Nah, you sleep. I done had some good casserole.
It depends on what it is.
Right.
It depends on what it is.
And shout out to that white girl I worked with at Citibank. I think her name was Brittany. And she brought some damn what is it called? Buffalo
chicken dip?
Oh my god.
I can make a mean buffalo chicken dip. That shit is fire.
Like making empanadas.
Yeah.
Oh, listen.
White people got it on a lot with like dips,
pastas,
casseroles.
I agree.
Like y'all got that.
Oh, breakfast too. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Listen, I was a truck driver for 7 years. I tell anybody, I don't care how good your grandma. White people got their breakfast game on lock. You find you an old good country diner in the middle of nowhere with a little bit of racism in there.
With a hint of racism in there.
Yeah, like Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
No.
Like, I feel very uncomfortable in Cracker Barrel. But it's really good.
That's funny as fuck. What would you say is like on lock more at the cookout if like a white person ain't gonna bring it? Like, what do you think? Like, if a white person brought that and you're like,
potato salad.
Yeah,
I understand that 100%.
If you bring macaroni and cheese, like, and it's like
that's true. I've had some really good mac and cheese other places.
Yeah, like, I'm not.
I'm saying, like, we invite you to just bring a little dip.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
spinach dip. You bring spinach dip, I'm fucking with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like she said, empanadas or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, everybody can make empanadas. Like, I'm fucking with it. But it's like, once it gets down to like, but I will say this though. So we let my little cousin make the macaroni and cheese for Thanksgiving, and she got the recipe from a white girl on TikTok.
Oh, Teeny.
No,
Teeny could cook.
And the skinny white chick? Yeah. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
That shit has now nobody else is allowed to make macaroni and cheese.
That's just fire.
Times are changing.
Yeah.
No.
We're getting there. Progress. Progress.
You got some country white older women who could throw.
Oh, that's different though.
Yeah, that's different. Like a Paula Dean.
That's different.
You know, she might call you
What's she calling you?
Come on, nigga.
Oh my god! But like I just said though, like okay on Twitter, right? So like I just said, the best pizza comes from an Italian dude, like who like might call you a moolie, like, but the pizza's gonna be fire. Like it just depends. Like everybody got their own shit, but it's like like if Shannon brought like macaroni and cheese, like I'm gonna be like, I'm not hungry, Shannon. I'm sorry, like but it's like
I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even try.
You gotta see.
Oh,
Shannon, what type of noodles you use?
She don't cook, buddy. That's me.
Okay.
I love her, but she does. 2%. It'll be Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah, I'm sorry. See, now I'm upset because I'm like,
yeah. See, black people mac and cheese it's like 6 different cheeses.
That's important. It's really important to the function. Like
they put all type of stuff.
When they told me my little cousin, she's 14. Like, he's like she made the macaroni and cheese. I'm like, who the fuck let her do that? Like,
you're mad. You're like, I was looking forward to this shit, bro.
That shit is important. Like, don't start the fellas.
So you're telling me you don't think white people make like good barbecue?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was gonna say, come on now, like smoked beans.
Yeah, like when it comes to shit like that, like I had a neighbor, his name was Todd. Best beef rib I ever had.
Yeah, bro.
Like when it comes to shit like that.
But see, with a black people just always making their own rules. So like smoked beans gonna turn into some brown sugar baked beans.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we gonna add different shit. Yeah.
No.
You might catch diabetes in the midst of it.
That's fine, bro. I maybe like look somewhat skinny, bro, but nah, man, I can eat all day long.
Smoked beans for sure. You got
dude like. Cause the running joke is like, of course, about food. They'd be like, "Oh, the white person can't, whatever," and then they say like, "Y'all feel like our food is too spicy."
I like spicy food, so that wouldn't bother me.
Okay.
And like I was telling you, like the family that lived across the street from me, I hung out with them, so I was in their household. I remember one of the clearest like lessons I ever heard was the mom. Her name is Miss Tammy. I'll never forget her. She asked me a question, and I said, "What?" And she's like, "You don't address me like that." She's like, "It's ma'am." I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Yes, ma'am." Yes, ma'am, it is.
Yeah, that's
and like that, or like pardon, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like she taught me that kind of stuff. Their dad owned a club. Like they would call it a gentleman's club, but we all know what that means.
Yeah.
And like I remember going there, and homie would get a bag full of hundreds, like just do that. But they would do cookouts all the time. I remember going and doing that, and being like the only white guy going around. But I thought it was cool, man. Getting all kinds of good food. This is gonna sound fucked up, but like like my his name's Christoph Jones was one of the brothers. He's older than us. I had never seen chitlins before.
Yeah.
And the first time he cooked them, like the smell in the house, bro.
It's horrible, yeah.
Bro, like he pulled them out. I was like,
"What the fuck is that?"
I was looking at it because it's like it's like intestine.
It's intestines. Yeah. It's like the fuck.
Like bro, like he like put it in the bowl. I'm like,
we're not that type of black.
Nah, hell no. That's black as fuck. Like, like.
But like that was like a learning experience for me. I was like, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this smell? Huh?
You eat chitlins?
My dad eat chitlins.
It's
usually the older people.
And you know what's crazy? My dad from New York. He from Harlem. So you expect chitlins to be like some...
So my grandma eat them.
Nah, you feel fuck them. My grandma from something South Carolina, she do not.
Yeah.
He was eating the chitlins in her house, and she was about to kick him out.
Yeah, like the smell is crazy.
My sister made them for Thanksgiving last year.
I never heard my grandma say the N word, but she went up to her and said, "Nigga, get out my house, eating them chitlins."
So I tasted it. Ugh.
Yeah, no, I can't do it.
I
smelled it.
It's the smell.
It smells like doo-doo.
Shit. I remember my mom was dating a dude, like, he was from, like, he from Hilltop. Like, we had his mom house and shit, and she was making the chitlins. I'm like, what the fuck is that smell? And I went in there and looked at him, and I almost threw up. Like, I can't do it.
If people who make them have to really know how to clean them.
Yeah.
Because if you don't clean them, it'll be shit in there.
It literally is what it is, bro.
Like,
I love that you said this shit about...
I'm black, but I don't eat chitlins, pig's feet.
Yeah.
I try to take feet. And that's the thing, bro, is like when people try to come all like buttoned up with me and like talk to me, I was like, I have experiences, bro. I may be white. I may look like... I know I look like a basic white dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I've been around. But no, I was like...
And that's why, like, because like, I'm pretty sure you've seen on other episodes, like, sometimes when I have my contacts, my goals, all that, it can look intimidating. Don't let it fool you. I love me a good avocado dip. I love me some guacamole.
Yeah. That's the thing though. Like judging the book by its cover is so funny. Like me, I like lavender latte. Like every day, like I'm doing it. But I love the shit that you said about like the shit that you learned from like being like around other cultures and shit. Because like how you said like the what shit. That's one thing. That's another thing.
Yeah,
like,
that was a big. Like I never did it.
Yeah, like the kid be like, what? Like it's like. Cause
who you what?
Like what? Fuck you, like them fighting words. But you know what? I had a friend named Dylan when I was in elementary school. Shout out Dylan or whatever. Like I still like keep up with him.
Shout out Dylan.
Yeah. And Dylan was like my first was like one of my first like best friends or whatever, but he was white and his family was cool as shit or whatever. And I remember like I had said hate or something like that, and it was like, oh, we don't say that here. Like hate is a bad word, and they're like, bro, they had a board on the refrigerator of like words they can't say, and that was like one of those things. But it's like, in a black family, we had that shit too. Like, yeah, we could say hate and shit. Like, I hate when you do that or whatever. But like, you can't. Remember, we couldn't say lie when we was kids and shit. Like, you gotta say like fib or telling a story.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
like,
shit
like
big
that.
thing with grandma.
Yeah, like you can't do shit like that. But yeah, that what shit. That's
that is when you.
That's how you know a kid mixed. If he black and he be saying what to the teachers and shit, we like, the fuck.
No, like my mom, love my mom to death. She didn't play with any of that shit either. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my parents, if I didn't say yes sir, yes ma'am, or something, back of the head type
and
shit.
See, that's the thing. Like, our parents are from New York, so they didn't require us to say yes ma'am, no ma'am.
My parents are from up north too. They're from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like you can say like yes, you can say yes or no or whatever, but it was like
they actually don't like the ma'am.
Yeah,
it might be a New York thing. My parents from New York too. They don't like that yes ma'am.
No,
it might be a black New York.
Because to them that's like sharecropper shit. Like you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
yeah, it's like yes, man. That's how they look at it.
My mom flat out said that's some country ass shit.
Yeah, some country ass shit.
So like my mom used to always get calls from the school from like my brother and sister's teachers because they was just defiant. So they took it and ran with it. So when the teachers would be like, you gotta say yes, man. My mom would say I ain't gotta say that.
Yeah,
and they would call. My mom would be like, yeah, no, my kids don't have to say that.
Yeah, my mom, that's the same thing happened to me when I was young. I was always a really respectful kid, but I say yes and I say no thank you or whatever or no.
Yeah.
But we didn't say yes, man, or whatever, or no ma'am. And my mom would tell me like, no, we're not from here.
Get mad when I'd be on the phone with her and I'd be like, yes, ma'am, because I was born down here.
Yeah,
the rest of my family was
here,
born in New York, so it just was common. I don't have to do it on my elders. Like I don't say that to my mom, my grandma and stuff. Yeah. But just growing up and adapting, I would just do it to not cause trouble. So when I would talk to my grandma, like by the time I was in like 5th, 6th grade, and I would say like yes ma'am, she'd be like, I'm not a ma'am.
Yeah, because for their generation, they had to say that to like white people, like, and you're older than them. You know what I'm saying? Like, but my son was born here. He's from Florida. Yeah. So like I teach him to say yes ma'am, no sir, whatever, because that's just the culture. And like here is different. Like that's just being respectful. Elders, yeah, that's just like being respectful.
Nah, bro,
you know what I'm saying? Like
I
teach him that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I wasn't raised like that though.
I did, since we've been talking about this. That family that lived across the street from me. I have a wild story. This is a little bit off the topic of what we're talking about. So I remember one day I was doing schoolwork, and the daughter who I was friends with, her name was Kasia Jones. And I remember she had like gotten Kasia.
Oh, they was black.
Kasia, Christoph, and Keith. They say there was like 2 brothers and a sister. Okay. And they were all my age. Like we all went to the same schools together, so we literally lived across the street from each other, so we hung out. This was more in high school time. I remember I was sitting doing some homework. I just got home from high school, and I hear a commotion outside. I see a car pull up, 4 people get out of the car. I'm like, this looks a little aggressive. Yeah. I'm sitting there being the nosy white guy who's like looking through the screen, seeing what's going on. And they knock on the door. The mom answers. And that's Tammy was her name. They start full out brawling. Yeah. Like, dude, like they were looking for Kasia. And this fight, we live on a cul-de-sac. It literally went from the house, around the cul-de-sac, back to the house, like rolling on the ground, pulling each other's hair, people bleeding, like people throwing like their shoes at the cars and shit. Yeah. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here like looking like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. Like that was the most wild shit I've ever seen.
That's kind of like rites of passage.
Yeah, for sure.
A black man. And it might have been their family.
Yeah, probably.
Sometimes your family pull up.
I think it was kids from school. Like it was like some like jump shit.
They probably was trying to come get.
Sandra was like that. Like you get into a beef, all that type of shit.
Trust me, I was in elementary school the first time somebody came and knocked on our door to fight my brother.
Yeah,
I watched my brother get jumped by like 10 dudes.
Yeah,
we all had to fight.
Yeah, that's how it be.
That shit happens, bro. I almost got jumped for sure. I almost got jumped to Sandalwood. There was these 2. I forgot the dude's name, but I was dating a girl at the time, and they would follow her from class to class, saying like, "Oh, we gonna fuck," do all this type of shit. And then obviously me being the boyfriend, I got tired of it. And I finally like said something to him and like was like about to get physical. And the thing that sucked though is me being the white guy. Everybody who slammed the locker were not looking to help me out. I was like. I kind of like caught the room. I was like, "Fuck, I'm like, this is really gonna hurt." like it really does. Like whoever swings first, I'm like, I'm about to get fucked up. I already know. I'm like, this is bullshit.
That's how that should be. Like, I was finna transition to something else, but another thing. being a white guy, dating. We talk about this all the time. When you're a white guy, you date a black chick. Like it's like open season on your girl.
Yeah.
It's like open season. Like he's white. Like
because they feel like they don't got to respect you. So then it's like you kind of got to put your foot down. To let them know. Because I'm pretty sure that's hard.
No, that's the thing. And then it's like I remember like my mom dated a white guy, or my aunt dated a white guy. It's like fucking with him. It's like just fucking with him. Like we had.
What type of white was he? Like white?
Nah, well, my aunt,
was he pasty? Like you could see through him?
The guy that my aunt dated, he was like a white guy, but he was like cool though. Like he was like Timothy Chalamet a little bit.
Okay.
Like, but he was like cool or whatever. But he was like a white guy. The one my mom dated, he was like John B.
Okay.
He looked like him and all. Like he was one of those or whatever. But it was like fucking with him. That's also like because we got to make sure because they do that if you black, but we got to make sure because you white. It's just like if you light skin, like light skinned black dude. We got to make sure that you can hold shit down.
Yeah.
So like that was always a thing too or whatever.
Like one of my favorite movies is
Guess Who? Yeah, I love that.
At the table
with Ashton Kutcher. Telling the black jokes.
Yeah, then he was like, my grandma said that little nappy head, whatever. And then grandpa was like, give me your grandma's address, I'll go kick her ass.
But I know you said that you play basketball and shit too. Like I play basketball or whatever. Like that's the whole thing too. Like as the white boy, you got to prove that you can really hoop. Like you know what I'm saying. Like that's a major thing. But it's also like what's that meme app when it be like when it's all the black guys around the white boys like
it's usually a white girl.
No. It's like you
are you all right, white boy?
Yeah, you all right, white boy.
Oh yeah.
That's one of those things. Like so, I'm pretty sure, and you tall and shit. I know, like whenever you play in open runs and shit, they was calling you Dirk.
Oh yeah,
like,
Dirk, all that stuff. Larry Bird, all of that. Well, like that was the thing is like, and I've like going to school there, bro. Like I wore Jordans. Like I was a sneakerhead growing up and all that kind of stuff.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fucking getting old, bro. Almost 30 now. But like, no, man, like basketball was a big thing for me because it taught me to care about other things other than myself, care about the team, and like no one's gonna there to save you type shit. There's gonna be a kid who's better than you. I've been dunked on. I've got fucking windmilled. I've got fights in fucking basketball. It's just, but that was like, I thought sports was like one of the coolest things I've ever did because I saw people from every walks of life, you know?
For sure.
And I think that's really important, like at a young age.
I played with a white boy named Connor AU.
Yes, sir.
he was
I did
nice
AAU
too.
ball. That was my shit.
Interacting with like other races at an early age because I feel like when like you're so confined and you don't get that and then you get out into the real world, it can be like a culture clash. You know? So when I was young, like I remember my dad had built a house off of Bay Meadows and like this nice residential neighborhood. And our neighbor, he was white. And we would go over there. He had a damn what you call this shit? Zip line.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, it was cool too. I got on that.
Snap.
No, it ain't snap. That bit like was way lower. He was like, I don't think you should go anywhere.
He was scraping and shit.
But like, you know, it was different going to their house versus our house and seeing how like, you know, parenting, everything.
Yeah, different cultures. Like that's a major thing. Like even I've seen it more when I went to college because like all my roommates were Spanish when I first went to college or whatever. And like you could tell like okay, your mom but like your mom made your bed like your whole life and shit. Like, that's not
their moms treat them like
kings and queens, right?
Like they come and they clean. They like gonna come. Actually, like because it was like a 4-4 or whatever. We was all in it and like. The living room shit's just horrible, like because they don't give a fuck. So I'm just keeping my room like spotless and shit. They mom come clean all that shit, cook for all us and shit. It was like making our plates and shit, real sweet and shit like that you don't really kind of get to like know because you know kind of confined to your own space. It kind of depends on where you grew up. I had like the best of both. Cause I grew up in the hood, but I went to art school. Like I went to Pine Forest. I went to La Villa. You know, like
you went to La Villa.
So I went to art school. So I was like around like the blue-haired white kids and shit like that or whatever. And I was like always cool with everybody. So you kind of get those experiences.
And
like,
I went through my little stage like in middle school, 7th grade. I was wearing skinny jeans, Vans.
Do you remember wearing the snapbacks on your belt loop?
Yeah, on the belt loop.
You remember those days, bro?
We was lame as shit back then.
Bro.
Like,
that was fire.
I went through my stage. I was listening to Katy Perry, and so I've always been like versatile in that area. I actually hate when like somebody's boxed in and they can't like
move in different rooms and shit.
Yeah, or respect other cultures and stuff. Like from Spanish people, when you go around them, like their families are very inviting. They like to party and shit.
100%, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Be drinking and shit.
I got one of my best friends. He's Liberian. They party it up. Like you gotta learn different cultures and learn how to move in different moods.
Yeah, that's the best thing to learn, especially like here, like because the neighborhood I grew up in, mad Bosnians and shit. You went to Sunday. I'm pretty sure it was mad Bosnians there and shit. I'm pretty sure they thought you was Bosnian.
Yeah, I grew up with two friends who were Bosnian. Yeah, they were twins.
Yeah, like, and I grew up around, like, I went to Inglewood, so, like, that's Bosnian Central or whatever.
That's even, like how I like to party now. Like, when I was younger, I would do, like, the predominantly black clubs, but now I prefer mixed.
I think the main thing is a lot of people are afraid that they're going to say the wrong thing. I think is the biggest part that a lot of people are scared of. Right. Like, with me, like, obviously, there's the main thing you don't say. And, like, I don't know why people fucking try to test those waters, but they fucking fuck around and say it, and I don't. And then they're like, why did I get my ass beat? I'm like, but I'm like, I don't know what to tell you on that side of things.
It's one of those things where, because like I worked at a job before where it's like they, like some of the white guys like started a rumor that like I didn't like white people. And I'm like,
was there some basis behind that?
Yeah, no, it's because they felt like I was standoffish, but it wasn't because of that. It was because where I worked at, it was predominantly black, and then I was driving for Coca-Cola. Yeah. Coca-Cola, a lot of people don't know this. Coca-Cola Florida is owned by a black man.
Really?
So,
I know.
Yeah, so the Florida division, so it was predominantly black, and then you had like, let's say like 10 white guys who were drivers too, but it was kind of like they all clicked up and were like gossip and stuff about pay rates and things like that. So one of them was training me and I knew what was going on. So I was just quiet because I'm like, they were kind of like about to plan a strike because they didn't like that us new drivers were coming in and getting paid more than them. However, what they weren't realizing was Coca-Cola sponsored their CDL and put those, training them and stuff, whereas we had experience off over the road. So that's why we got paid the same or more. Yeah. So they were kind of like trying to like investigate it. Like, and I wasn't being standoffish, but I'm like, I don't really want any involvement in that.
No, fuck
and
that.
then also too is like when you come from a different culture, like you said, like how you don't want people to come on your podcast and try to act different to appease you. Yeah, it's like don't try to do things to make yourself seem more like urban or things like that. Like I told you, like I'll be riding like, yeah, you wanna listen to 93.3 beat? Yeah, I like this song. And it's like you don't listen.
What's up, homie?
Yeah, like
no, that's my thing, bro. It's like I don't come in and like, you know what I mean, I grew up with a white family. Right. I was very blessed growing up when it came to like, you know what I mean, not being homeless, none of that kind of stuff. But I've had my experiences that are somewhat similar to some things like that. Or I've known people who aren't on this earth anymore for certain situations and stuff. It's just, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna change who I am as a person. I just am who I am, and I don't need to act hard or anything like that.
What's cracking like your brother, man?
Yeah, I was like, what's up, my brother?
And that'd be the biggest thing. I think they think like certain people think like I have to act this way around this.
Yeah, sometimes people like can offend you by trying to make you comfortable because like you think this is what's making you comfortable.
Like how we did your podcast and you were regular, and then if you came today with like a Black Lives Matter shirt on, like,
that would be wild. I think everybody in this room would look at me and be like, "Fuck you!"
Kind of pulled up with cornrows.
What y'all think about that new Kendrick? Like, it'd be like, all right, calm down.
But that's the thing is like I do have like a mix, like you were talking about music, right?
Yeah. No, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm saying like some people will use it as a conversation starter.
Exactly.
Like because they want to break the ice, and it's like just be yourself.
There's two easy questions like, what do you do for a job? And where are you from? Yeah. I usually start that off at every podcast. It always gets an answer, and then it leads to something else. Yeah. But like you were talking about being around like different cultures and stuff, right? Like I've worked in trade work for most of my working career. I'm around, you know, black people, Mexican people, Chinese people. You know what I mean? Right. I'm around every kind of person, and most of them don't speak English. So you know what I mean? Like sooner or later, you just start figuring out shit. You're just like, oh, what's up, bud? Or like, I'm not even gonna lie. There was one coworker I've had where I've had to do Google Translate just to have a conversation with him real quick, just to be like, "What's up?" You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not gonna go around Chinese people like chicken wings. No. Like
hot dogs and bologna, chicken and macaroni.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be myself. Like
you know, bowing to him and shit when you first meet him. It's like, hey, bro,
I got stomach like Buddha. Like, get this Miss Jigaboo. Like, what are you doing?
Nah, that's fucking.
No, this was a great conversation. So we've been going on long. So let me hurry up.
You guys are good. Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I mean, I could run through the what it is, what it ain't. They were real quick.
We had 2.
I got nothing but time, y'all. You guys are fine. Do what y'all need to do. I'm chilling.
All right. First, so what it is, what it ain't. We just talk about trending topics, and you just say whether that's what it is, what it ain't.
Okay.
So for the first one, the Chrisleys have been exonerated. They were released from jail. Trump recently exonerated them. If you don't know, Todd Chrisley and his wife went to jail for tax fraud. Yeah. And they claim they didn't know what their accountant was doing. I think their accountant went to jail too.
Were they the ones that came out with the guns? Like the famous photo, the 2 white couple came out with guns and shit when they were about to get arrested?
I don't know.
I don't think that was the Chris.
Okay.
It might. I don't know.
It might have been them, but anyways, yeah.
But they're famous for having a TV show.
Okay.
And,
we had Can I tell y'all something that's crazy?
What?
My cousin was their nanny.
For real?
Yeah.
Really?
They're cool though.
She said that they was good people.
Yeah, they are good people.
I'm looking them up. The Christies.
Yeah, they had a TV show. The husband is known for being real sassy.
Yeah, he's sassy as fuck.
Oh yeah. Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about here.
I think he had a good time in jail.
Yeah, he's sassy as fuck.
A little zesty.
Yeah,
super zesty.
But basically, a lot of people
the guys on Modern Family. Zesty.
Yes, I understood.
Yes,
I remember these guys. Yes.
But they had gotten some time. They kind of when that happened to them, I was like, okay, I'm not going to scammers anymore to do my taxes. Because I was like, if they got locked up, even though their shit was millions. Yeah. But basically, a lot of people was just saying how because black people vote the Chrisleys, they like the Chrisleys, and I know they have an adopted. I don't know if she's adopted. I don't know if she's mixed, but one of their grandchildren are black. Mm-hmm. And so Todd Chrisley always speaks up about that. So Todd Chrisley in the first press conference, he basically was just speaking up about the injustice of the things that he's seen in prison and how he was treated better than black and brown inmates. And a lot of people were saying that was bold of him, especially because Trump was the one that exonerated him and things like that. So how y'all feeling? Is that what it is, what it ain't?
I mean, yeah, that's what it is. Of course, they did it. He did his time or whatever. He should be able to get out. And he said they still finna fight these charges too. He said he want an apology or whatever. Yeah. But like I said, my cousin was their nanny, so it's I always heard good things. I'm pretty sure next time I talk to my grandma, she can be like, "Oh, you heard the Christies?" Because I didn't watch their show, so I wasn't familiar with them. But they always talk about them
funny
or whatever. But yeah, shout out to them. I mean, it's cool that he spoke up.
Grandma used to be drunk, and I remember he was trying to do something. And one of them told her, she was like, "Oh, shut up, snitchy bitchy."
He's sassy as fuck. That shit is so funny.
But no, back on that, the injustice side of things, I think that is, it is a thing. Because I've had buddies where I've gone to, you get arrested, right? And then the next day you have your date where they read off your charges, read off how much time that you could be facing and all that stuff. I've seen dudes, man, with public defenders, bro. If you can't afford a real lawyer, man, they'll go up there for 5 seconds and get 5 years real quick. And I think that's kind of fucked up,
It's actually majority of what goes on because really, I mean, it's definitely a black and brown issue, but it's also a classism issue.
I think that's a big thing.
If you don't have the money for proper representation,
you're screwed.
You kind of just fall wayside in the system.
And the public defenders got huge caseloads because most people don't have the money to.
That's what happened with old boy from New York. I can't remember his name. He killed himself. You know what I'm talking about?
Khalifa. Browder?
That was a really good documentary. Yeah, and it was just showing how the system is just horrible.
The New York penal system is crazy.
Because that was about a stolen book bag. He shouldn't have sat that long.
Yeah, he was in the hole for 2 years.
And it was one of those things where they usually, you already know if you take it to trial and you don't have, even taking it to trial with proper representation, it's always a risk. Yeah. So if you can't afford a lawyer, it's here, either take this or take it to trial. We know somebody personally who has been on this podcast who decided to take something to trial. And they originally offered him 10 years, and he got 30.
30?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
damn.
Whenever you take something to trial, they gonna railroad you. So if you lose, they might offer you
a plea.
Let's talk about somebody we all know, Tory Lanez. They offered him a plea of 1 year.
Yeah.
He got found guilty. They gave him 10. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how
Should
that
be
goes.
shooting them toes off, man.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad you spoke on that. So we all agree that's what it is. The next one I was getting into was Tory Lanez lawyers have come out with new evidence, saying there's new evidence showing that Tory did not shoot Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Some of this evidence involved like video footage from body cams, basically where Megan admitted to stepping on glass. However, it's not really like contradicting though, because she has said that she originally said she stepped on glass to protect Tory at the time because they came like guns a-blazing. But we all know this story has just been up and down. And then the footage of Tory getting attacked in prison was released as well.
He got stabbed like 15 times, didn't he? Yeah, like real bad.
So a lot of people are saying they feel like the case needs to be like retried and reopened. You know, so I just wanted to know how y'all feel. Should they go back on the case?
How long did he get?
10 years.
He got 10?
But from my understanding, he didn't get 10 for shooting her.
No, he didn't. Like that's the thing. Like both sides, because this is kind of being played out in the court of public opinion, and both sides are kind of like trying to go for that angle. Because like Megan's lawyers keep coming out and say, "Oh well, he's already been tried," and they keep saying for shooting her when that's not what he was on trial for. Yeah. He was on trial for being a felon with a weapon.
Oh, is that what it was?
For negligent discharge of a firearm or whatever.
Gotcha.
But he never was on trial for actually shooting her.
Well, how can you not tell the difference between a piece of glass and a gunshot wound?
See, and that's the thing. So
you know what I mean?
They're saying like
because it was mishandled.
Yeah.
So a lot of this stuff we don't have.
Yeah. And she's saying like originally she did think it was glass or she was trying to cover it up until the doctor said, no, you have bullet fragments in your feet. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think Tory Lanez kind of made his bed and sat at it because, like, number one, I feel like he put himself in a dangerous situation. All of them did. But number two, the icing on the cake for me was him not taking the 1 year plea deal. You think you bigger than the program, and you fuck around and find out.
Yeah, I mean, taking a year over 10, bro. I'd take the year. You know what I mean? It just is. He's still. It'll probably make him more famous just being in jail. When he pops out, everybody's gonna want to see what he's up to, kind of thing.
The year would have.
I think the one thing, the reason why he didn't take the year is because he's not a U.S. citizen. So him getting found committed of a crime here.
Is he not a U.S. citizen?
No, he's from Canada.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But that's
okay.
he's not going back to. Nowhere.
No, but he would have got deported, and then like as a rapper, you're gonna make a majority of your money in the U.S. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as touring goes,
that's
like,
true.
So it's like that would have hurt his livelihood too, and then he probably felt like he could beat it. And that's his main thing is saying that he like his lawyer like kind of like did a shit job.
Yeah, I would have took
so
my
it's
chances.
kind of like he took his chances.
Because 10 years, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect him to get 10 years.
Nah, I expected him to get like 3 to 5.
That's a long time,
I was like
bro.
10 years, damn.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole shit is like I'm kind of over it. Like y'all just do what y'all do. If he feel like it was like, you know what I'm saying, he was misrepresented, I feel like he should get an appeal and they go that way. But I'm just tired of them putting all this shit out on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing it.
Yeah, it's like on Twitter, like
there was another dude. Like there's this thing called the Innocence Project.
Oh yeah,
have you seen them?
I've seen that.
They got a dude out. And because like he was like super smart, he went to like the library and appealed his case a couple times, right? Homie ends up getting out. He's out for less than a year. Goes off and cut the girl's head off.
Wasn't he on the Joe Rogan podcast?
Yeah, he was on Rogan's podcast, and like a month later, there's a video of him in a blonde wig going and like disposing the body of a girl he killed.
Y'all want to hear one worse? It was a girl who her mom was murdered when she was a kid. And there was kind of loopholes in the story, and the man always proclaimed his innocence. The girl got cool with him while he was in jail and went to visiting him, everything, became friends with him and advocated for him to get out. He got out and started working for her. Why he wound up killing her too?
No, bro. He's taking out the gene pool, bro.
Keeping out the family.
Damn, bro.
Like he really was crazy.
Hell no, bro.
This shit's crazy. Okay, last one.
He thought he really was crazy.
We got the Roots Picnic. So the Roots Picnic was over the weekend, and pretty much it was a shit show. They calling it Fire Festival #2. Y'all familiar with Fire Festival?
Yeah.
I know that was the one where they like basically send them out into the like the desert and they had like ham sandwiches and shit. Yeah.
So basically, like they had people waiting in line for like more than 6 hours. People couldn't get in. People were passing out. There was no communication from the events team and things like that. And a lot of people are just telling their horror stories. this is like an image from one of the things that people just out there. From what I seen, I was like, I don't think it was Fire Festival number 2. It's different between being stuck on an island.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could go
you got
home.
free will.
You could have went home.
But I think we all know that's what it ain't.
Yeah.
But I also want to say too, from our own experience of doing a festival last year, and it wasn't even that big. It be all over the place.
Oh, I believe it.
It'd be all over the place. He had to break it to our RV, just so that we could do the interviews.
Yeah, like they gave us a trailer to do our interviews.
Oh, that's fun. You guys did like a full like pod festival.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking sweet, dude. Okay.
No, it was the Black Rodeo Show festival.
But you were doing a podcast there.
Yeah, they was
that's
like funneling artists to us or whatever.
That's
but
cool.
it's like, but it was a shit show. Like I was late because I had to work, so it's like they're already there like an hour before me. We get there, they don't have our trailer. The whole time it's like our trailer's right here and the keys are inside. Like so, I just
the main dude Tony. We ain't see him the whole time. Every time we see him, he was just zooming past us in a cart.
Oh hell no, bro.
I'm in there, Tony,
Tony,
please, I need you, Tony.
Tony, get your ass over here.
We see him way to the end. This shit
y'all did good. And like, where the fuck have you been?
Yeah, bro. We got to fight for our lives over here. What are you talking about?
And sometimes you just gotta make shit happen. Like he said, like I just went and like, bro, the keys are in the car. Bro, come on, bro, let's get in here. Like, open that shit up and then like
me, Evan, Bay was sitting out there. I'm like,
like 100 degrees.
Yeah, I walked there. I'm like, what are y'all doing
Mad
out
as
here?
fuck, bro.
Y'all like, this shit open, bro. Let's go open this shit. Right?
Evan,
But the reason why shit happened is that's just because like it be a lot of people. It be too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then it be like people that be wanting high positions. They don't want to do nothing. So like, we're like, bro, just go. All it takes is 5 minutes. Find out where the keys to the RV and let us in.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It ain't that serious.
I don't know if you remember V. At one point they were like, "Oh, the lady that's gonna help you get the RV." But we see her get in the car and she left.
She started arguing with somebody and left.
And she never came back. And I was like,
I didn't see her the rest of the festival.
Like, you literally just told us you gonna help us, and you in your car and you leaving. So like,
that's making me start to sweat, bro. I could like feel like myself being hot. I'm like, fuck,
the whole
bro.
time the keys are in the fucking RV.
Yeah.
Like it was just in the RV. And I was like, let me just check or whatever. Like, cause I just got here. I'm like, I'm not sitting out here. Like,
And then the biggest act who we really wanted to interview, they was like the last to go on. Them motherfuckers, they left before even coming to our trailer to interview.
Yeah, no, they pulled up, got on stage, and pulled right on out and got the fuck out of there.
And I had told their manager like, yeah, they supposed to come interview with us, and he was acting like standoffish and shit. I'm just like, but I remember you told me while we was at it, you was like, yeah, that's why I don't like doing stuff like this, because you said you had experience like, Yeah, so them festivals.
There's too much to like. There's too many other things that are going on at one time. Like that's the thing. Like that's why I don't really go out too much anymore when it comes to taking the podcast other places. Is because I've had experiences like similar to that. Like there's 10 people you have to talk to get one thing figured out, and it's just a whole thing, bro. You know, it's just much I just do my own festival kind of thing.
I think most people is disappointed because like the Roots Picnic been going on for a long ass time, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been.
I've been to Roots Picnic before.
Yeah, so it's like who dropped the ball this year?
Yeah.
I was seeing people, they was complaining like on a Friday, they were saying they ain't even get their tickets yet.
Oh,
damn.
Shit.
Whoever was the event coordinator this year,
they fucking up.
Fired.
They fucking up.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, we're gonna get into Shout Out or Rock Out. So with Shout Out or Rock Out, this is where our pages write in and they give us a scenario, what they're going through.
I like it.
And pretty much we just tell them whether they being shout out or if they should rock out. So we got Pazers. What do you do? My name's Sean, and you already know. I'm so ATL.
That's in there?
Uh-huh.
Hey, bro, unsubscribe, you fucking loser.
Then he said, LOL, tell K3 don't go in on it.
Quick with it.
He said, all right, so basically my girl is mad because she is graduating for her master's and her graduation falls on the same day and time as my daughter's kindergarten graduation.
Ooh.
I just found out about the times and I told her I can't make it, but I'll definitely be there to take her out and celebrate that night. She had the nerve to say a kindergarten graduation isn't as important as her master's, and my daughter will have plenty of more graduations, but this is her last that she worked so hard for. This shit got me hot because I feel like she's making me choose between her and my child. am I shout out for choosing my daughter's graduation over hers, or should I rock out and cut this hoe off?
Cut that hoe off, bro.
I agree.
I was about to say, let Connor answer.
No, 100% agree, bro. Cut her off, kind of thing. It's your kid, bro. Your kids are gonna remember that way harder than a master's degree. Like that's great. And what's the relationship for the? Is it just a girl he's dating?
Girlfriend. Yeah.
Oh hell no, bro. No, you gotta be there for the kid. The kid will be there past the girl.
Yeah,
100%.
Sure. And this hoe is selfish.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to kids, that's why when it comes to dating somebody with kids, you have to know what comes with that.
That's true.
So to you, it's like, oh, it's a kindergarten graduation. This is my master's, which I do understand that. But like you said, the kid is gonna remember that more. That's a vital part of, like, one of my favorite pictures from when I was little was when I was graduation, and my dad was there, and he had bought me this all white suit with some blue gaiters.
That's fucking
and
cool.
Like, everybody thought I was so clean, and I remember those pictures from with my family and stuff like that. Like, that type of stuff does matter. And like,
especially that's your kid's first graduation,
right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, she's a little shout out, and then you already said you would take her out after that. I think that's nice enough.
Feasible. Like, you can only go so many ways. Or
yeah, like your kids remember a lot more than what you think they do. You know what I mean?
I've actually seen this has been a common issue during this graduation season, because I've seen a lot of people saying like, "Oh yeah, my graduation was on this day," and this person. I had seen one where a stepdad was saying he helped raise the daughter. Mm-hmm. And she only got 8 tickets.
Ooh.
And the dad, who wasn't around a lot, got a ticket. And the rest of the family got a ticket. And they told him it wasn't enough tickets for him. And
That's
he just felt some type of way.
I felt like in that situation he was right. Of course, the stuff in the background, like the stuff he did after, like he kind of acted emotionally and kind of like started like, oh, okay, well that's how she feel. Then I'm gonna take her off my insurance. All that shit was a little crazy.
Because I have a stepdad. Like I'd always like he helped raise me just as much as my own father did. I was like I would invite him, over
yeah, that's your parent.
That's just what it is.
That's why it's so dangerous being a stepdad, because it's like that shit can't flip on you one day. Yeah. Like depending on now, you respect your stepdad, and
I did when I was younger though. Me and him would fight, and I would be like, "You ain't my dad." We get into some shit, 100%.
And that shit, as much as I done did for you, I was a stepdad before, but he was little.
I like how you said before. back in the day.
Not no more. Not no more. Now I got a stepdog, and that's all. But I was a stepdad before, and like it is a hurtful feeling when like you feel like, you the man in the house, you controlling this, you controlling that, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then it's like you gotta put somebody else's feelings who's not even always involved, like in perspective, or this or that. Like it's just so I say you have to be very mature and knowing what you're dealing with.
For sure.
Know what I'm saying?
As somebody who go ahead, finish.
No, go ahead.
No, as somebody who has a kid, like that's something major. Like me and my son's mom not together, and like that's a thing. Like especially because when it comes to dating women, you have to. Majority of the time, the relationship is a lot about their feelings and how they feel about shit. But when you have a kid, it can't go that way. Yep. So it's like I gotta put this kid over my own feelings. So I definitely gotta put him over yours. You know what I'm saying? Like and it's like a lot of situations to where, a lot of people may not want to say, "Oh, I'll never do this, I'll never do that," till they're actually doing it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like any kind of inconvenience to them, kind of just blow shit up.
And I've been there too, where I wasn't emotionally mature enough to understand that. So it was like I was dating somebody with a kid, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I just got off. Like I'm off tomorrow. Come over." And she's like, like I'm tired. He got school in the morning and stuff. I'm like, give a fuck. Yeah. But now.
It's like, I'm going to take you to school. You come here.
Looking back on it, I was being selfish in that situation.
Yeah, because it's important. Like, and then like even my brother, I remember my brother was dating a girl, and like he had just met a girl actually, and like they was like getting along really good or whatever. And she found out like, she was like pregnant from her like last dude, and then he was like kind of like debating on whether he was gonna still talk to her or not because the guy wasn't in the picture. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, no, bro. I'm like, because at some point,
nah, bro. Like I couldn't. That's me too. Like, if it's from a past relationship, I'm like,
I feel like where was the dude at?
No, like the guy wasn't involved. Like he wasn't dead and he wasn't in jail, but like. But it was like an abusive situation before, and she got away, and like, but like this left over, but she decided to keep. I'm like, listen, bro.
That makes a little more sense.
Yeah, but I'm like, but
I
listen,
feel like if I'm gonna be a stepdad again, like that's the perfect way to do it. We're just gonna tell everybody it's mine.
Yeah, that's real. It's mine. That's just what it is.
But I think for people who like don't have kids, you forget how like permanent shit is, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, he may not be in the picture now. He may not be in the picture for the first 5 years.
Yeah.
But that baby may
now,
turn 7, and on the 7th birthday, he hits up the girl like, hey, like, I've been going through this. I want to be a part of my child's life. And then, like, if she's thinking,
yeah, he used to bash my brains in, but he's still his dad. It's like, bitch, I done put all this shit into y'all.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like, and then like, but the mom is gonna, you have, as the parent, you have to think about, I hate this person.
Yeah.
But this is my child's mom, or this is my child's dad. And
But
it's
what
like,
they want to
want
get
that
back together,
relationship.
bro. That's the thing I think about. The old flame comes back in, bro.
Yeah, like,
oh yeah, that's a
he pull up on a motorcycle and shit.
Yeah, bro.
You shouldn't date anybody with kids really under like 5 because it can still be flip floppy.
For us guys, that's definitely a thing I like say, like, because you know a woman is always gonna like want her family, not necessarily as far as like the guy. She may not even want the guy like that, but just the idea of having that family or whatever. Like us guys, we kind of like that. We don't get that in tune like with the whole family aspect. Like we do want that, but it's like it's not gonna happen.
Girls will tolerate a lot just to have a family.
That's
family.
true.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of moms stick with the shit.
Girls
for the
will,
kids.
girls will stay.
And a lot of times they don't want their baby dad, but they'll use him as a safety net.
That's true.
So it's not really so like they gonna cheat on you with him. It's more so like if y'all break up, she just gonna use him as a safety net. But now it's like you playing us back and forth, and I don't want to be involved in that. But all in all, I was gonna say with the graduation situation before we get off of it, how do y'all feel about, because you know college graduations are way longer than kindergarten graduation, so like if he went to the kindergarten graduation, went to her graduation, is that viable?
I mean,
feel like that
it's
is.
definitely feasible, like depending on the time, if they are at the same times or whatever, but you might miss her walk or something like that. But the thing is, like, after a kid has a graduation, it's kind of like you normally do stuff with them after.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my kid graduated from kindergarten after we went to Chuck E. Cheese or some shit. Like, it's normally something that you do after. And it's like, I don't really have to see you. As a grown-up, bro, I don't have to see you walk, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll take you out later. It's really not that big of a deal. Like, we can take pictures or whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
But it just all boils down to,
None
like...
of them women, I've been through
Yeah,
that.
you know, like...
My last relationship, like, she graduated right before we broke up. And, yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal for them.
I was getting texts because I was late. Mind you, I'm late because Zach cut my hair. He had that big cloudy. I'm like, not today. And then, bro, everything was just happening. Like, it was like the devil was not trying to let me get there. And, or maybe God. Don't support her.
Don't do it.
Oh, bro, he did you know how like they'll use the strong air to whatever? He did that. Why it popped my contact out.
Oh, bro, I've
So
been there
then,
before. That shit
luckily, I
sucks.
caught my contact on my face. I rush out of there. I'm driving with one contact in, trying to put the other one in. I got to find some eye drops in my car, finally get it in. My whole eye is on fire.
Yep.
Mind you, I got dirty hands.
Yeah.
I done used hand sanitizer.
Oh, fuck.
And fucking I put it in, my eyes burning. I can't see. I'm going across the mess. I'm about to crash. Then she texted me like, "Where are you?" and all this shit. Like, how can you see I'm not there?
Yeah,
why are you so focused?
Yeah, like, live in the moment.
Then finally I get there. This EWU is no parking, whatever. I park in the Popeyes parking lot. Security line. I'm just like, you can't, whatever. They gonna tell me. I'm like a movie. I'm running through the parking lot. I'm like, do what you gotta do. I can't miss my girlfriend graduation. Get to the door. They not letting nobody else in. Talking about they at full capacity. I'm like, I have a ticket.
How are you at full capacity?
They're like, yeah. And I'm like, this is some ghetto ass shit. I said, ma'am, I don't care what you're talking about. I'm seeing my girlfriend walk. I done did all this. I had to finesse my way in. Like, that shit was a lie.
Yeah,
Can't
So
make my
women-
way.
They ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah, no, that's true. Like, and I remember I was dating a girl, and you know, like I got a kid and everything like that, and I had to tell her like sometimes, and people don't do it on purpose. People like, you know, you're just a little selfish a little bit or whatever, and selfish not always bad, but sometimes it is or whatever. And it's like I feel like you would rather my situation be worse for me and my son or whatever if it made you more comfortable, and I can't get with that. And that's a situation right there to where like she would rather you miss your child's first graduation just so you can be there for her. Like for hers, it's like she don't need to be dating you because at the end of the day she got to understand that this is your number one priority and then she's going to be second.
I agree.
It's just, it is what it is.
So I feel like we all agree.
Yeah, fuck that
and
bitch.
that's how women be dramatic. Because I get in there, mind you, I had the reason I'm rushing like that too. Because I texted her, I said, "Did y'all start walking?" And she was like, "Yes." So I'm like, "Fuck!" If I miss her walk, I get in there. It's like 30 more minutes of speeches and shit. I'm texting her like, "I thought you said y'all was walking." She's like, "We walked in." I'm like, bitch. I I just almost lost my life.
I had to hop the fence. My car got to
My car's gone. Like, I don't know what to do
I
now.
literally was sitting there like, bro, I'm finna go back to my car. Like, what the fuck? Like, that was crazy. Like, and it was a long ass graduation, so that's why I'm like, he probably could make it.
Yeah, no, like it depends on what's going on, but for sure he probably could make it, but just like, hey, I might not make it because she already sounds unreasonable. Yep. So it's like, hey, let me just give you the worst, and
kids
then if I make it,
bro.
I make it. But yeah, like your kids more
100%.
important. Bro.
Nah, definitely selfish. Okay, so we all agree on that. So before we get out of here, this is Paid N Bazed. So we asked everybody, what's a hygiene tip you want to give to the people?
Hygiene tip, man. That's a good one. Not washcloths. I would say wash your legs. There's a lot of people that will let the soap drip down their body, and that's not clean your legs, bro. Clean your legs, wash your ass.
Was that something you always did, or was it like when they went viral and it was a big
No, I've usually washed my legs, bro.
Because I'm gonna be honest.
You used to let it what?
I'm gonna be honest.
It just cascades down.
No,
me. It cleans
right
it.
before that conversation happened, like maybe a year or two before, I didn't used to wash my legs. Like I used to because that conversation happened years ago.
Yeah.
So probably a year or two before that, I just used to feel like the water was running down.
What was the cutoff? Your knees?
Huh? Like my down here.
Yeah.
But I wasn't getting down there and washing my legs and feet. Like my feet never stunk, and I was just like, oh, the water and soap is going down.
Because it is kind of like a little bath.
No, but one day I was sitting on the toilet. And I was just sitting there, and I was like, looking at the back of my legs, and I was like, damn, why my shit black? Like, it's this color. Like, and I went to scraping it, and dirt started coming off. And I was like, ugh. So then I had gotten in the shower, and I, like, really scrubbed my legs and shit, and all this, like.
Shit was a new color?
Yeah. So ever since then, I was like, oh, you should wash your legs.
I do have a second one. I know I don't have them in now. I used to have earrings, like studs like you do. Wash your fucking earrings.
Yes, bro.
Dude, when you take them out, they smell, bro. That's the grossest shit I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
There's like crust and all shit on them.
You ever got an infection in your ear?
Nah.
I have. It was like black shit coming out. It smelled like straight shit.
No, you gotta push the dead skin out the hole and shit.
Yeah, dip them in some shit too. Like, or you can just run them out of water, bro. But like when you pull it off and it's like yellow or like black and all that shit, bro. It's like, ooh.
If you ever want to like fuck with your girl, like, cause I like to do shit like this, like just smell her earring backs or whatever. Like, shit like that.
Well, it's the thing is, if you look at Shannon, her hair is down. She has piercings from here all the way down her ear, and she doesn't smell. That's not what I was going with this shit. Relax. She was looking at me aggressive. No, she did look at me. I was like, wait. Where are we going with this? No, that's a real thing, because I remember like I would be like doing basketball practice and I'd take my earrings out. I'm like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on right now, bro? You can't be doing that.
Yeah,
so.
any piercing, like nose rings, all that shit. Like,
I had to learn that. Like, is my hole still there? It closed when I was little.
Yeah.
It closed when I was little.
Yeah, it's still there.
I still got mine. I say I can still put studs in my ears.
Nah, it's closed in the back though, I think.
Yeah, like even like nose, like I have my nose pierced.
Yeah.
Like even that too, like you got that shit.
You literally can
like
smell it.
Yeah.
It's like right there.
Oh, the nose stunk too.
Yeah, the nose would stink too. Like,
I heard the tongue rings be stinking too.
Yeah, and when I was younger, I wanted the gauges.
You wanted the gauge?
I wanted the gauges so bad.
I could never commit to that.
I didn't do it.
But I heard that it stinks.
It does.
Really fucking bad.
Yeah.
So like I was like, no, I'm not gonna stink for fashion.
I had buddies that you could put a shot glass in his ear. His gauges were so big. I
wanted like the small.
I remember those ones. Yeah.
I wanted one so
like
bad.
Travis McCoy from Gym Class Heroes. Like I wanted a little small one.
I'm
like
glad
that.
I didn't.
Nah, if you saw the girls with that, you're like hoes. Hoes.
Don't trust the hoe.
Never trust the hoe.
Don't trust cause a hoe don't trust me.
That's right.
That's that shit.
Yeah, Shannon has that song on her playlist right now. We listen to that shit.
Bro,
shut your lips.
Do the Helen Kelly and talk with your hips.
Yes, sir.
Like when I went to La Villa, bro, I was in creative writing, bro. The white girls put me on that song. I love
that was one of my
fucking
favorite
song,
songs.
bro.
Yes, sir.
Black dress with the tights underneath. I got the.
They don't make the same music anymore, bro.
No, we need that back.
Like that early 2000 shit, bro.
Yeah,
that was the shit.
We need that back, bro.
Yeah, that was my shit because he was like, if your boyfriend, if he says he's got beef, that I'm a vegetarian and I'm not fucking scared of him.
Yes, bro.
That was my shit, bro.
Yeah.
No,
Shout
that
out to
was
303, man.
Yeah, that was a good hygiene tip for real.
But we didn't have that one yet.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we didn't have
the legs or the ears?
The ears.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie because I'm big on moisturizing behind my ears because your ears that shit can get funky.
Mm-hmm.
So I make sure I put some type of oil, shea butter, coconut oil.
I actually started doing that when you said that, like putting the coconut oil in behind
Makes
your ear
sense.
and shit.
Yeah.
Because my pores, like I sweat behind my ears, so
Mm-hmm.
that
Nigga, you sweat everywhere.
I know.
Shit.
Everywhere.
Hey, bro, don't hate on the sweat. I'm the same way, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I could, like, that's what I was telling you. Like, the air conditioner is always cold because I can sit there. It can be freezing outside. I'll still sweat.
No,
I'll just
yeah.
still sit there and be
See,
sweating.
y'all sweaters.
I don't know
really
if it's a
sweater
bigger
like
guy
that.
thing. Like,
Probably,
because
yeah.
he tall, I'm big. I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't really a sweater. Like
Well,
that.
I say I used to be big too. Like whenever my freshman year, I came into high school 240 pounds.
What?
Shit.
Yeah, bro.
I can't imagine that.
I was a big boy. I was 6'5",
Man.
240. Yep.
Man, you tall too? It's like the Big Show.
Big Show from WWE. Hell no, bro.
They definitely was gonna jump you.
They would have had to.
Bro.
Yeah.
I didn't want any of that shit, bro. None of that shit.
This was a great episode. We went a
fun.
little overtime, but it's cool. It was really
I
good.
say it's not even one of my longest.
Yeah. I want you to let the people know where they can find you at. We're gonna put your ads, but anything.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem. So you guys can check us out at the Who Are You Pod or at Who Are You Pod on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, all the normal spots. Also, make sure you guys check out our YouTube channel. We are about a year into the YouTube side of things, so if you guys are going to check us out, to me, Who Are You podcast, make sure you guys check out the Paid and Bazed episode that we did on there. We got all kinds of different stuff coming up. C2 Promotions is going to be coming up here soon as well with the business. You guys will see that kind of coming up more as the weeks come on. But my final thing is I do want to say thank you guys so much for taking the time to sit down with me today. I appreciate you guys giving me a chance to be on your platform, and like I said, I hope to continue working with you guys more in the future.
Yeah,
this
most
is fun,
definitely, man. We locked in. Yeah, this was a good conversation, and definitely, we can't wait to see the new business venture.
Yeah.
We'll definitely promote it on our story and stuff.
Appreciate
So,
you guys.
Most definitely, this was a great episode,
Yeah, it's
man.
fun.
We appreciate you coming.
Hey man, I appreciate it. Like I said, this was a great conversation. If you guys ever need a guest, man, I'm always a message away.
Yeah, most
sure.
definitely, most definitely. Yeah, so, sign out. It's your boy Low Key V,
And it's your main man, K Thrizzle.
and this is Paid N Bazed.
Cute.
That
Yes,
was it.
sir.
It paid the bay house. Get money and wash your ass out.